think I've seen him in here. Yeah, me too.
Elizabeth Taylor.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus H. Christ.
God's sake, Mother, it's 2 o'clock.
Oh, joy.
I'm sorry, but
What a clock. What a clock you
it's
are.
late, you know. Late.
What a jump. Hey, what's that from? What a
How
jump.
would I know what that's
Oh, come on, what's it from? You know.
Martha.
What's it from, for Christ's sake?
What's what from?
I just told you. I just did it. What a jump. Huh? What's that from?
I haven't the faintest idea what
Down
that's from.
Bell. From some goddamn Betty Davis picture. Some goddamn Warner Brothers epic.
I can't remember all the pictures of
Nobody's
Warner
asking
Brothers.
you to remember every goddamn Warner Brothers epic. Just one. One single little epic. Betty Davis gets peritonitis in the end, and she's got this big black fright wig she wears all through the picture. And she gets peritonitis. She's married to Joseph Cotton or something.
Somebody.
Somebody. And she wants to go to Chicago all the time because she's in love with that actor with the scar. But she gets sick and she sits down in front of a dressing
What actor? What scar?
I can't remember his name, for God's sake. What's the name of the picture? I want to know what the name of the picture is. She sits down in front of a dressing table and she's got this peritonitis and she tries to put a lipstick on, but she can't. She gets it all over her face. But she decides to go to Chicago.
Chicago.
Anyway.
It's called Chicago.
What is?
The picture. It's called
Oh,
Chicago.
good grief, don't you know anything? Chicago was a 30s musical starring Little Miss Alice Faye. Don't you know anything?
Well, that was probably before my time.
Can it? Just cut that out. This picture. Betty Davis comes home from a hard day at the grocery store.
She works at a grocery store?
She's a housewife. She buys things. And she comes home with the groceries and she walks into the modest living room of the modest cottage modest Joseph Cotton is set
Are they
up.
married?
Yes, they're married to each other, Cluck. And she comes in and she looks around and she puts her groceries down and she says, "What a dump."
Oh.
She's discontent.
Oh.
Well, what's the name of the picture?
I really don't
Well,
know.
think.
I'm tired, dear. It's late, and besides...
I don't know what you're so tired about. You haven't done anything all day. You didn't have any classes or anything.
Well, I'm tired. If your father didn't set up these goddamn Saturday night launches all the
that's
time.
too bad about it.
Well, that's how it is anyway.
You didn't do anything. You never do anything. You never mix. You just sit around and
What do
talk.
you want me to do? Do you want me to act like you? You want me to go around all night praying at everybody the way you do?
I don't pray.
All right. You don't pray.
I do not pray.
All right, I said you didn't pray.
Make me a drink.
What?
I said make me a drink.
Well, I don't suppose a nightcap would kill either one of us.
A nightcap? Are you kidding? We've got guests.
You know what?
Guests. Guests.
Guests?
Yes, guests. People, we've got guests coming over.
When?
Now.
Good Lord, Mother, do you know what time it is? Who's coming over?
What's their name?
Who?
What's their name?
Who's what's
I
their
don't
name?
know what their name is, George. You met them tonight. They're new. He's in the math department or something.
Who are these people?
You met them tonight, George.
I don't remember meeting anyone tonight.
Will you make me my drink, please? He's in the math department. About 30. Blonde.
And good looking?
Yes, and good looking.
It figures.
And his wife's a mousy little type without any hips or anything.
Oh.
You remember them now?
Yes, I guess so, Martha. But why in God's name are they coming over here now?
Because Daddy said we should be nice to them, that's why.
Oh, Lord.
May I have my drink, please? Daddy said we should be nice to them. Thank you.
But why now? It's after 2 o'clock in the
Because
morning.
Daddy said we should be nice to them.
Yes, but I'm sure your father didn't mean we were supposed to stay up all night with these people. I mean, we could have them come over some Sunday or something.
Well, never mind. Besides, it is Sunday. Very early
I mean,
Sunday.
it's ridiculous.
Well, it's done.
All right. Well, where are they? If we've got guests, where are they?
They'll be here soon.
What do they do? Go home and get some sleep first or something?
They'll be here.
I wish you'd tell me about something sometime. I wish you'd stop springing things on me all the time.
I don't spring things on you all the time.
Yes, you do. You really do. You're always springing things on me.
George,
Always.
poor Georgie Porgy, put upon pie. Oh, what are you doing? Are you sulking? Let me see. Are you sulking? Is that what you're doing?
Never mind, Martha.
Oh.
Just don't bother yourself.
Oh. Hey. 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 Who's afraid of Virginia Woolf? Virginia Woolf. Virginia Woolf. What's the matter? Didn't you think that was funny, huh? I thought it was a scream, a real scream. You didn't like it, huh?
It was all right, Martha.
You laughed your head off when you heard it at the party.
I smiled. I didn't laugh my head off. I smiled. You know, it was all right.
You laughed your goddamn head off.
It was all right.
It was a scream!
Very funny, yes.
You make me puke.
What?
You make me puke.
That wasn't a very nice thing to say, Martha.
That wasn't what?
A very nice thing to say.
I like your anger. I think that's what I like about you most, your anger. You're such a simp. You don't even have the what?
Guts.
Phrase maker. Hey, put some more ice in my drink, will you? You never put any ice in my drink. Why is that, huh?
I always put ice in your drink. You eat it, that's all. It's that habit you have, chewing your ice cubes, like a cocker spaniel. You'll crack your big teeth.
They're my big teeth.
Some of them. Some of them.
Well, I've got more teeth than you've got.
2 more.
Well, 2 more's a lot more.
I suppose it is. I suppose it's pretty remarkable considering how old you are.
You cut that out. You're not so young yourself.
I'm 6 years younger than you are. I always have been and I always will be.
Well, you're going bald.
So are you. Hello, honey.
Hello. Come on over here. Give your mommy a big sloppy kiss.
Oh, no.
I want a big sloppy kiss.
I don't want to kiss you, Martha. Where are these people? Where are these people you invited over?
They stayed on to talk to Daddy. They'll be here. Why don't you want to kiss me?
Well, if I kissed you, I'd get all excited. I'd get beside myself and take you by force, right here on the living room rug. And then our little guest would walk in and, well, just think what your father would say about that.
You pig!
Oi,
Make me another drink, lover.
My God. You can't swill it down, can you?
I'm thirsty.
Jesus.
Look, sweetheart, I can drink you under any goddamn table you want, so don't worry about me.
Martha, I gave you that prize years ago. There isn't an abomination of one
I
going.
swear, if you existed, I'd divorce you.
Well, just stay on your feet, that's all. These people are your guests, you know.
Can't even see you. I haven't been able to see you for years.
You pass out or throw up.
I mean, you're a blank, a cipher.
And try to keep your clothes on, too. There aren't many more sickening sights than you with a couple of drinks and you and your skirt up over your head.
A zero.
Heads, I should say.
Party, party!
I'm really looking forward to this, Martha.
Go answer the door.
You answer it.
Get to that door, you! I'll fix you!
Oh, you.
Come on in! I said get over there.
Oh, my God. Whatever love wants. Isn't it nice the way some people have manners, though, even in this day and age? Isn't it nice the way some people won't come breaking into other people's houses, even if they do hear some subhuman monster yowling at them from inside?
Fuck you! Hi! Hi there, come on in!
Probably too late. You must be our little guests.
Just ignore old Sourpuss over there. Come on in, kids. Give your coats and stuff to Sourpuss.
Well, perhaps you shouldn't have come.
Yes, it is late. Late? Are you kidding? Throw your stuff down anywhere and come on in.
Anywhere, furniture, floor, doesn't make any difference around this place.
I told you we shouldn't have come.
I said come on in, now come on, dear. You cut that out.
Martha's a devil with language, she really is.
Hey, kids, sit down.
Oh, isn't this lovely?
Yes, indeed. Very handsome.
Well, thanks.
Who did that?
That? Oh, that
Some
part.
Greek with a mustache Martha attacked one night in Santorini.
Well, it's got a,
Quiet intensity.
well, no.
Or within a noisy, relaxed quality, maybe.
No, what I meant was...
How about a noisy, relaxed, and quiet intensity, maybe?
Dear, you're being joshed.
I'm aware of that.
I am sorry. What it is actually is a pictorial representation of the order of Martha's mind.
Make the kids a drink, George. What do you want, kids? What do you want to drink, huh?
Honey, what would you like?
Oh, I don't know, dear. A little brandy, maybe. Never mix, never worry.
Brandy, just brandy. Simple. Simple. What about you?
Bourbon on the rocks, if you don't mind.
Mind? I don't mind. I don't think I mind. Martha, rubbing alcohol for you?
Sure. Never mix, never worry.
Well, the taste of liquor have come down over the years. It's simplified, crystallized. And back when I was courting Martha, well, I don't know if that's exactly the right word for it, but back when I was courting Martha,
Screw, sweetie.
at any rate, back when I was courting Martha, she'd all of the damnedest things. You wouldn't believe it. We'd go into a bar, you know, a bar, a whiskey, beer, and bourbon bar. What she would do would be, she'd screw up her face, think real hard, and come up with brandy Alexanders, creme de cacao frappes, gimlets, flaming punch bowls, 7-layer liqueur things.
They were good. I liked them.
Real ladylike little drink.
Hey, where's my rubbing alcohol?
But the years have brought to Martha a sense of essentials, of the knowledge that cream is for coffee, lime juice for pies, and alcohol, pure and simple. Here you are, angel, for the pure and simple. For the mind's blind eye, the heart's ease, and the liver's craw. Down the hatch. all.
Cheers, dears. You have a poetic nature, George. A Dylan Thomasy quality gets me right where I live.
Vulgar girl, with guests here.
Hey, hey! Who's afraid of Virginia Woolf? Virginia Woolf! Virginia Woolf!
Wasn't that funny? That was so funny.
Yes, yes, it was.
I thought I'd bust a gut. I really did. I really thought I'd bust a gut laughing. George didn't like it. George didn't think it was funny at
Lord,
all.
Mother, do we have to go through this again?
I'm trying to shame you into a sense of humor, Angel.
Martha
That's
didn't
all.
think I laughed loud enough. Martha thinks that unless, well, as she demurely puts it, unless you bust a gut, you aren't amused. You know, unless you carry on like a hyena, you aren't having any fun.
Oh, well, I certainly had fun. It was a wonderful party.
Yes, it certainly was.
And your father, he is so marvelous.
Yes, yes, he is.
Oh, I tell you.
He's quite a guy, isn't he? Quite a guy.
And you'd better believe it.
Oh, he's a wonderful man.
Oh, I'm not trying to tear him down. He's a god. We all know that.
You lay off my father.
Kick-ass loud. All I mean is, when you've had as many of these faculty parties as I
I
have,
rather appreciated it. I mean, aside from enjoying it, I appreciated it. You know, when you're new at a place, meeting everyone, getting introduced around, getting to know some of the men. When I was teaching in Canton.
You won't believe it, but we had to make our way all by ourselves. Isn't that right, dear?
Yes, it is. We had to
make our own way. I had to go up to wives in the library or in the supermarket and say, hello, I'm new here. You must be Mrs. So-and-so, Dr. So-and-so's wife. It really wasn't very nice at all.
Well, Daddy knows how to run things.
He's a remarkable man.
You betcha, sweet life.
let me tell you a secret, baby. There are easier things in the world. If you happen to be teaching at a university, there are easier things than being married to the daughter of the president of that university. There are easier things in this world.
It should be an extraordinary opportunity. For some men, it would be the chance of a lifetime.
There are, believe me, easier things in this world.
Well, I can understand how it might make for some awkwardness, perhaps, conceivably. But
Some men would give their right arm for the chance.
Alas, Martha, in reality it works out that the sacrifice is usually of a somewhat more private portion of the anatomy.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could show me where the,
Martha, are you all right?
Yes, of course, dear, I want you to put some powder on my nose.
Martha, won't you show her where we keep the euphemism?
Sure. Sorry. Come on, I want to show you the house.
I think I'd like to...
Wash up? Sure. You two do some men talk for a while.
We'll be back, dear.
Honestly, Judge, you really burn me up.
All right.
You really do, Judge.
Okay, Martha, okay, just trot along.
You really do.
Okay, vanish.
Come on.
Vanish. So, what'll it be?
Oh, I don't know. I'll stick to bourbon, I guess.
Is that what you were drinking over at Parnassus?
Forever.
Parnassus.
I don't understand.
Skip it. One bourbon.
Thanks.
Just a private joke between little old Martha and me. So you're in the math department, eh?
No. No.
Martha said you were, I think that's what she said. What made you decide to be a teacher?
Oh, well, the same things that motivated you, I imagine.
What were they? I said, what were they? What were the things that motivated you?
I'm sure I don't know.
Just finished saying that the things that motivated you were the same things that motivated me.
I said I imagined they were.
Oh, did you? What? You like it here?
Oh, yes, it's fine.
I mean the university.
Oh, I thought you meant...
Yes, I can see you did. I meant the university.
Well, I like it. Fine. Just fine. You've been here quite a long time, haven't you?
What? Oh, yes. Ever since I married, what's her name? Martha. Before that, forever dashed hopes and good intentions. Good, better, best, bested. How do you like that for declension, young man, eh?
Sir, I'm sorry if we
Answer
came...
my question.
Sir!
Don't you condescend to me. I asked you how you like that for declension. Good, better, best, bested. Well,
I really don't know what to
I
say.
really don't know what to
Oh,
say.
what do you want me to say? Do you want me to say it's funny so you can contradict me and say it's sad? Or do you want me to say it's sad so you can turn around and say, no, it's funny? You can play that damn little game any way you want to.
Very good. Very good.
And when my wife comes back, I will just get on cozy.
Oh, my boy, come on. Calm down. All right. You want another drink?
Yeah, give me a glass. I still have one. I do think one.
Here, I'll freshen it. Give me a glass.
What I mean is you two, you and your wife, seem to be having some sort of a...
Martha and I are having nothing. Martha and I are merely exercising. That's all, merely walking what's left of our wits. Don't pay any attention.
Still.
Well, now, let's sit down and talk, huh?
It's just that I don't like to become involved in other people's affairs.
Well, you'll get over that. Small college and all. Musical beds is the faculty sport around here.
Sir.
I said musical beds. Never mind. I wish you wouldn't go sir like that, not with a question mark at the end of it. You know, sir, I know it's meant to be a sign of respect for your elders, but the way you do it, sir,
No disrespect intended.
how old are you?
28.
I'm 40-something. Aren't you surprised? I mean, doesn't this gray quality suggest the 50s? Don't I sort of fade into the backgrounds, get lost in the cigarette smoke?
I think you look fine.
I've always been lean. I haven't put on 5 pounds since I was your age. I don't have a paunch either. When I've got this little distension below the belt. But it's hard. It's not soft flesh. I use the handball course. How much do you weigh? 185, 190, something like that? Do you play handball?
Well, yes. No, I mean not very well.
Well then, you should play sometime. Martha is 125 years old. She weighs somewhat more than that. How old is your wife?
She's 26.
Martha's a remarkable woman. I would imagine she weighs around 110.
Your wife weighs...
No, my boy, yours, your wife. My wife is Martha.
Yes, I know.
If you were married to Martha, you would know what it means. Then if I were married to your wife, I would know what that means too, wouldn't I?
Yes.
Martha says you're in the math department or something.
No, I'm not.
Martha's seldom mistaken. Perhaps you should be in the math department.
I'm a biologist. I'm in the biology department.
Oh.
Sir?
You're the one. You're the one who's going to make all that trouble, making everyone the same, rearranging the chromosomes or whatever they are. Isn't that right?
Not exactly. Chromosomes.
I'm very mistrustful. You believe Do you believe that people learn nothing from history? Not that there's nothing to learn, mind you, but that people learn nothing. I'm in the history department.
Well,
I'm a doctor, A.B.M.A. Ph.D., ablafid. Ablafid is variously described as a wasting disease of the frontal lobes and as a wonder drug. There's actually, listen to both. I'm really very mistrustful. Biology, huh? I read somewhere that science fiction is not really fiction at all, that people are rearranging my genes so everyone will look like everyone else. No, I won't have that. It would be a shame. I mean, look at me. Is it really such a good idea if everyone was 40-something and looked 55? You didn't answer my question about history.
This genetic business you're talking
Oh,
about.
that's very upsetting, very disappointing. But history is a great deal more disappointing. I'm in the history department.
Yes, you told me.
I know I told you. I should probably tell you several more times. Martha often tells me I'm in the history department as opposed to being the history department, in the sense of running the history department. I do not run the history department.
Well, I don't run the biology department.
You're 21.
28.
28. Well, perhaps when you're 40-something and look 55, you will run the history department.
Biology.
The biology department. I did run the history department for 4 years during the war. But that's because everybody was away. And everybody came back. Because nobody got killed. It's New England for you. Isn't that amazing? Not one single man in this whole place got his head shot off. That's pretty irrational. Your wife doesn't have any hips, has she? Does she? I'm not suggesting I'm hip happy. I'm not one of those 36, 22, 78 men. No, sirree, not me. Everything in proportion. I was implying that your wife is slim-hipped.
Yes, she is.
What are they doing up there? I assume that's where they are.
You know women.
One son of a bitch got killed. Of course, nobody bombed Washington, but that's not fair. You have any kids?
No, not yet. You?
That's for me to know and for you to find out.
Indeed.
No kids, huh?
Not yet.
People do have kids. That's what I meant about history. You people are going to make them in test tubes, you biologists, babies. What will become of the tax deduction? Has anyone figured that out yet? But you are going to have kids anyway, in spite of history.
Yes, certainly. We want to wait a little until we're settled.
And this is your heart's content, Illyria, Penguin Island, Gomorrah. You think you're going to be happy here in New Carthage, eh?
I hope we'll stay here.
And every definition has its boundaries, eh? Well, it isn't a bad college, I guess. I mean, it'll do. It isn't MIT, it isn't UCLA, it isn't the Sorbonne or Moscow U either, for that
I
matter.
don't mean forever.
Well, don't you let that get bandied about. The old man wouldn't like it. Martha's father expects loyalty and devotion out of his staff. I was going to use another word. Martha's father expects his staff to cling to the walls of this place, and like the ivy, to come here and grow old, to fall in the line of service. One man, a professor of Latin and elocution, actually fell in the cafeteria line one lunch. He was buried, as many of us have been, and many more of us will be, under the shrubbery around the chapel. It is said, and I have no reason to doubt it, that we make excellent fertilizer. The old man's not going to be buried under the shrubbery. The old man's not going to die. Martha's father has the staying power of one of those Micronesian tortoises. There are rumors that you must not breathe a word in front of Martha. She foams at the mouth. But the old man, her father, is over 200 years old. There's probably an irony involved in this, but I'm not drunk enough to figure out what it is. How many kids are you going to have?
I don't know. My wife is...
Slim-hipped? Have a drink?
Yes.
Martha! Damn it! You asked me if I knew women. Well, one of the things I do not know about them is what they talk about while the men are talking. I must find out sometime.
What do you want?
Isn't that a wonderful sound? What do you think they really talk about, or don't you care?
Themselves, I would imagine.
George!
Do you find women puzzling?
Well, yes and no.
Oh, here's one of you at least.
She'll be right down. You must see this house, dear. This is such a wonderful old house.
Yes.
Martha!
For Christ's sake! Hold on a minute, will you?
She'll be right down. She's changing.
She's what? She's changing?
Yes.
Her clothes?
Her dress.
Why?
Well, I imagine she wants to be comfortable.
Oh, she does.
Well, heavens, I should think.
You don't know. You all right?
Yes, dear, perfectly fine.
She wants to be more comfortable, doesn't she? Well, we'll see about that.
I didn't know until just a minute ago that you have a son.
What?
A son, I hadn't known.
You to know and me to find out? Well, he must be quite a...
Oh, 21. 21 tomorrow. Tomorrow's his birthday.
Well, she told you about him?
Yes, well,
She told you about him.
yes.
And you say she's changing?
Yes.
And she mentioned that it was
Your
a...
son's birthday.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Martha.
You look a little pale.
A little more brandy, maybe, just a drop.
Okay, Martha.
May I use the bar?
Oh, yes, by all means. Drink away. You'll need it as the years go on. Goddamn destructive.
What time is it, dear?
2:30.
Oh, it's so late. We should be getting home.
For what? You keeping the babysitter up or something?
I told you we didn't have children.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't even listening or thinking, whichever one applies.
We'll go in a little while.
Oh, no, you mustn't. Martha's changing, and Martha's not changing for me. Martha hasn't changed for me in years. If Martha's changing, it means we'll be here for days. You are being accorded an honor. You must not forget that Martha's the daughter of our beloved boss. She is his right ball, you might say.
You might not understand this, but I wish you wouldn't talk that way in front of my wife.
Oh, now.
Really? Well, you're quite right. We'll leave that sort of talk to Martha.
What sort of talk?
There you are, my pet.
Well, now.
Why, Martha, your Sunday chapel dress.
Oh, that's most attractive.
You like it? Good. What the hell do you mean, screaming up the stairs at me like that?
We got lonely, darling. We got lonely for the soft purr of your little voice.
No? Well then, you can just trot over to the party.
And make your little mommy a great big drink.
That's right. Well, did you two have a nice little talk while we were gone? You men solve the problems of the world as usual?
Well,
Well,
no.
we did actually, if you really want to know, what we did actually is try to figure out what you two were talking about.
Aren't they something? Aren't these men the absolute end? Why didn't you sneak upstairs and listen in?
Oh, I wouldn't have listened, Martha. I would have peeped.
It's a conspiracy.
Now we'll never know. Shucks.
Hey, you must be quite a boy getting your master's when you were what, 12? You hear that, George?
12 and a half, actually. No, 19, really? Honey, you didn't even mention that.
Oh, I'm proud of you.
That's very impressive.
You're damned right.
I said I was impressed, Martha. I'm beside myself with jealousy. What do you want me to do, throw up? That's really very impressive. You should be very proud.
Oh, he's a pretty nice fella.
I wouldn't be surprised if you did take over the history department one of these days.
The biology
The
department.
biology department, of course. I seem preoccupied with history. Oh, good remark. I am preoccupied with history. I think I'll make myself a drink.
George is not preoccupied with history. George is preoccupied with the history department. George is preoccupied with the history department
Because he's not the history department, but only in the history department. We know, Martha, we went all through it while you were upstairs getting up. There's no need to go through it again.
That's right, baby. Keep it clean. George is bogged down in the history department. He's an old bog in the history department. That's what George is. A bog, a fen, a GD swamp. A swamp. Hey, swamp. Hey, swampy.
Yes, Martha. Can I get you something?
Well, sure. You could get me a cigarette if you're of a mind to.
No. There are limits. I mean, man can put up with only so much without he descend a rung or two on the old evolutionary ladder. Which is up your line. Sinks, Martha. And it's a funny matter. You can't reverse yourself. Start back up once you're descending. Now, I'll hold your hand when it's dark and you're afraid of the boogeyman, and I'll tote your gin bottles out after midnight so no one will see them, but I will not get your cigarette, and that, as they say, is that.
Jesus. Hey, you play football, huh?
Dear,
Oh, yes. I was a quarterback, but I was much more adept at boxing, really.
Boxing, you hear that, George?
Yes.
You must have been pretty good at it. I mean, you You don't look like you got hit in the face at all.
Oh yes, he was intercollegiate state light heavyweight champion.
Honey.
Oh, you were.
You look like you still got a pretty good body now, too. Is that right? Have you?
Martha, decency forbids.
Shut up. What happened? Have you kept your body?
It's still pretty good. I work out.
Do you?
Oh yes, he has a very firm body.
Have you? Oh, I think that's very nice.
Well, you never know, you know. Once you have it.
You never know when it's gonna come in handy.
I was going to say, why give it up till you have it?
I couldn't agree with you more. I couldn't agree with you more.
Martha, your obscenity is more.
George doesn't cotton much to body talk, do you, sweetheart? George isn't too happy when we get to muscle, you know, flat bellies, pectorals.
Would you like to take a walk around the garden?
Oh, now.
You're amused. All right.
Paunchy over there isn't too happy when the conversation moves to muscle. How much do you weigh?
185, 190.
Still at the old light heavyweight limit, eh? That's pretty good. Hey, George! Tell him about the boxing match we had.
Christ!
George! Tell him about it.
You tell him, Martha, you're good at it.
Is he all right?
Him? Oh, sure. George and I had this boxing match, oh Lord, 20 years ago. A couple years after we were married.
A boxing match, the two of you?
Really?
Yep, the two of us, really.
I can't imagine it.
Well, like I say, it was 20 years ago. It wasn't in a ring or anything like that. You know what I mean. It was wartime. Daddy was on this physical fitness kick. Daddy's always admired physical fitness. Says the man is only part brain. He has a body, too, and it's his responsibility to keep both of them up, you know. Says the brain can't work unless the body's working, too.
Well, that's not exactly so.
Well, maybe that isn't what he says. Something like it. But it was wartime. Daddy got the idea all the men should learn how to box. Self-defense. I suppose the idea was if the Germans landed on the coast or something, the whole faculty would punch them to death. I don't know.
It was probably more the principle than that.
No kidding. So anyway, Daddy had a couple of us over one Sunday. We went out the back. Daddy put on the gloves himself. Daddy's a strong man. Well, you know.
Yes, yes.
And he asked George to box with him, and George said he didn't want to. Probably something about not wanting to bloody up his meal ticket. Anyway, George said he didn't want to, and Daddy was saying, oh, come on, young man, what sort of son-in-law are you? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So while this was going on, I don't know why I did it. I got into a pair of gloves myself. You know, I didn't lace them up or anything. And I snuck up behind George, and I yelled, hey, George! And at the same time, I let go sort of a roundhouse right. Just kidding, you know? And George wheeled around real quick, and he caught it right in the jaw. Pow! And I hadn't meant it, honestly. Anyway, pow right in the jaw, and he was off balance, he must have been, and he stumbled back a few steps, and then crash! He landed flat in a huckleberry bush. It was awful, really. It was funny, but it was awful. I think it's colored our whole life. Really, I do. It's an excuse, anyway. It's what he uses for being bogged down. Why he hasn't gone anywhere. And it was an accident. A real goddamn accident.
Oh, you're dead! Ow!
Good Lord!
Oh my goodness!
Where'd you get that, you bastard?
Let me see that, will you?
I have never been so frightened in my life. Never.
I've had it a while. You like
Yes,
that, didn't you?
bastard.
I've never been so frightened. Never.
This is quite a gadget.
You like that, did you?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Uh,
Come on, give me a kiss.
Later, sweetie.
Oh,
Oh, that's what you're after, is it? Blue games for the guests?
you prick.
Everything in its place, Martha. Everything in its own good time.
You.
Here, let me show you. Goes back in, like this.
That's damn clever.
Drinks now, drinks for all.
I'm not finished.
Oh, I think I need something.
Is this Japanese?
Probably.
I was never so frightened in my life. Weren't you frightened just for a second?
I don't remember.
Oh, now I bet you were.
Did you really think I was going to kill you, Martha?
You kill me, that's a laugh.
Well, now I might, someday.
Fat chance.
Where's the bar?
Through the hall there and down to your left.
Don't you come back with any guns or anything now.
Oh, no.
You don't need any props, do you, baby?
Uh-uh.
I'll bet not. No fake Jap gun for you, eh?
May I leave my drink here?
Yeah, sure, why not? We've got half-filled glasses everywhere. Never Martha forgets she's left them. In the linen closet on the edge of the bathtub. I even found one in the freezer once.
You did not.
Yes, I did.
You did not.
Yes, I did. Brandy doesn't give you a hangover?
Oh, well, I never mix. And then I don't drink very much either.
Oh, that's good. Your husband was telling me all about the chromosomes.
The what?
The chromosomes, Martha, the genes or whatever they are. You've got quite a terrifying husband.
No.
No, really, he's quite terrifying with his chromosomes and all.
He's in the math department.
No, Martha, he's a biologist.
He's in the math department.
Biology.
Are you sure?
Well, I ought to be.
I suppose so. I don't know who said he was in the math department.
You did, Martha.
Well, I can't be expected to remember everything. I meet 15 new teachers and their goddamn wives. Present company outlawed, of course. And I'm supposed to remember everything. So, he's a biologist. Good for him. Biology is even better. It's less abstruse.
Abstract.
Abstruse, in the sense of recondite. Don't you tell me words. Biology is even better. It's right at the meat of things. You're right at the meat of things, baby.
Oh?
They thought you were in the math department.
Well, maybe I ought to be.
You stay right where you are. You stay right at the meat of things.
You're obsessed with that phrase, Martha. It's ugly.
You stay right there. Hell, you can take over the history department just as easy from there as anywhere else. God knows somebody's going to take over the history department someday, and it ain't going to be Georgie boy over there, that's for sure. Are you, Swampy? Are you, huh?
In my mind, Martha, you're buried in cement, right up to your neck. Right up to your nose. That's much quieter.
Georgie boy over there says you're terrifying. Why are you terrifying?
I didn't know I was.
It's because of your chromosomes, dear.
Oh, the chromosome
What's all
business.
this about chromosomes?
Well, chromosomes are inside.
I know what chromosomes are, sweetie. I love them.
Oh.
Martha eats them for breakfast. She sprinkles them on her cereal. It's very simple, Martha. This young man here is working on a system whereby chromosomes can be altered. Well, not all by himself. He probably has one or two co-conspirators. The genetic makeup of a sperm cell re-altered, changed to order, actually, for hair and eye color, stature, potency, I would imagine, hairiness, features, health, and mind. Most important, mind. All imbalances will be corrected, sifted out. Propensity for various diseases will be gone. Longevity assured. We will have a race of men, test tube bred, incubator born, superb and sublime.
How exciting!
But everyone will tend to be rather the same, alike. Everyone, and I'm sure I'm not wrong here, will tend to look like this young man here.
That's not a bad idea.
All
If
right,
we're on the
now.
surface of it, be all rather pretty, quite jolly, but of course there will be a dank side to it too. A certain amount of regulations will be necessary for the experiment to succeed. A certain number of sperm tubes will have to be cut. Millions upon millions of them, millions of tiny slicing operations that will leave just the smallest scar on the underside of the scrotum, but which will assure the sterility of the imperfect, the ugly, the stupid, the unfit. Now look, with this we will have in time a race of glorious men.
Ha!
I suspect we will not have much music or much painting, but we will have a civilization of men, smooth, blonde, and right to the light of heavyweight limit. A race of scientists and mathematicians, each dedicated to and working for the greater glory of the super civilization.
Goody!
There will be a certain loss of liberty, I imagine, as a result of this experiment, but diversity will no longer be the goal. Cultures and races will eventually vanish. The ants will take over the world.
Are you finished?
And I naturally am rather opposed to all of this. History, which is my field, history of which I am one of the most famous bonds, will lose its glorious variety and unpredictability. Aye, and with me, the surprise, the multiplexity, the sea-changing rhythm of history will be eliminated. There will be order and constancy, and I am unalterably opposed to it. I will not give up Berlin.
You'll give up Berlin, sweetheart. You're gonna defend it with your paunch.
I don't see what Berlin has to do with anything.
There is a saloon in West Berlin where the bar stools are 5 feet high. The earth, the floor is so far below you. I will not give up things like that. No, I won't. I will fight you, young man. One hand on my scrotum, to be sure. With my free hand, I will battle you to the death.
Bravo!
That's right. And I am going to be the wave of the future.
You bet you are, baby.
I don't see why you'd want to do all those things, dear. You never told me.
For God's sake.
Oh,
The most profound indication of a social malignancy, no sense of humor. None of the modelists can take a joke. Read history. I know something about history.
You don't know much about science.
I
do
know
you?
something about history. I know when I'm being threatened.
So everyone's gonna look like you, eh?
Oh, sure. I'm going to be a personal fucking machine.
Ooh, isn't that nice?
dear, you mustn't. You mustn't. You mustn't.
Sorry.
Such language.
I'm
is just-
sorry, all right?
Well, all right. When is your son?
What?
Something about your son.
Son.
Where is your son coming home?
Oh, Martha. When is our son coming home?
Never mind.
No, you brought it up. We brought the matter up in the open. When is he coming home, Martha?
I said never mind. I'm sorry I brought it up.
Him up, not it. You brought him up. Well, more or less. When's the little bugger going to appear, huh? I mean, isn't tomorrow meant to be his birthday or something?
I don't want to talk about
But
it.
Martha.
I don't want to talk about
I'll
it.
bet you don't. Martha does not want to talk about it, him. But Martha is sorry she brought it up, him.
When's the little bugger coming home?
Yes, Martha. Since you had the bad taste to bring the matter up in the first place, when is the little bugger coming home?
George talks disparagingly about the little bugger because he has
The
problems.
little bugger's got problems. What problems has the little bugger got?
Not the little bugger. Stop calling him that. You've got
I
problems.
never heard of anything more ridiculous in my life.
Neither have I.
George's biggest problem about the little, about our son, about our great big son, is that deep down in the privatemost pit of his gut, he's not completely sure it's his own kid.
My God, you're a wicked.
And I've told you 1,000,000 times, baby, I wouldn't conceive with anyone but you. You know that, baby.
Deeply wicked person.
My, oh my.
Martha's lying. I want you to know that. Martha's lying. There are very few things in this world that I am sure of. National boundaries, the level of oceans, political allegiances, practical morality. None of these I would stake my stick on anymore. But the one thing in this whole sinking world that I am sure of is my partnership. My chromosomological partnership in the creation of a blonde-eyed, blue-haired son.
Oh, I am so glad.
That was a very pretty speech,
Thank you,
George.
Martha.
You rose to the occasion good, real good.
Well, real well.
Martha knows. She knows better.
I know better. I'm into college like everybody else.
Martha been to college. Martha been to a convent when she was a little twig of a thing, too.
And I was an atheist. I still
Not
am.
an atheist, Martha. A pagan. Martha's the only true pagan on the eastern seaboard.
Oh, that's nice. Isn't that nice, dear?
Yes, wonderful.
And Martha paints blue circles around her finger.
You do.
Sometimes you want to see.
Tut, tut, tut.
Tut yourself, you old floozy.
He's not a floozy. He can't be a floozy. You're a floozy!
Now you watch yourself.
All right. I'd like a nipper of brandy, please.
Honey, I think you had enough now.
Nonsense. Everybody's ready, I think.
Nonsense.
Okay.
Our son does not have blue hair, or blue eyes for that matter. He has green eyes like me.
It's blue eyes, Martha.
Green.
Blue, Martha.
Green! He has the loveliest green eyes. They aren't all flaked with brown and gray. You know, Hazel, they're real green. Pure green eyes like mine.
Your eyes are brown, aren't they?
Green! Well, in some lights they look brown, but they're green. Not green like his, you know, more hazel. George has watery blue eyes. Milky blue.
Make up your mind, Martha.
I was giving you the benefit of the doubt. Daddy has green eyes,
He
too.
does not. Your father has tiny red eyes. Like a white mouse. In fact, he is a white mouse.
You wouldn't dare say a thing like that if he was here. You're a coward.
You know that great shark of white hair and those little beady red eyes? Great big white mouse.
George hates Daddy. Not for anything Daddy's done to him, but for his own...
Inadequacies?
That's right. You hit it right on the snout. Where do you think you're
We
going?
need some more booze, Angel.
Ah. So go.
Thank you.
He's a good bartender. Good bar nurse. The SOB hates my father, you know that?
Come on now.
You think I'm kidding? You think I'm joking? I never joke. I don't have a sense of humor. I have a fine sense of the ridiculous, but no sense of humor. I have no sense of humor.
I haven't either.
Yes, you have, honey, a quiet one.
Thank you.
You want to know why the SOB hates my father? You want me to tell you? All right, I will now tell you why the SOB hates my father.
Oh, good.
Some people feed on the calamities of others.
They do not.
All right, shut up. Both of you. All right now. Mommy died early, see, and I sort of grew up with Daddy. I went away to school and stuff, but I more or less grew up with him. Jesus, I admired that guy. I worshipped him. I absolutely worshipped him. Still do. He was pretty fond of me, too, you know. We had a real rapport going. A real rapport.
Yeah.
And Daddy built this college. I mean, he built it up from what it was. It's his whole life. He is the college.
Uh-huh.
The college is him. You know what the endowment was when he took over and what it is now? You look it up sometime.
I know, I read about it.
Shut up and listen. Cutie. So after I got done with college and stuff, I came back here and sort of sat around for a while. I wasn't married or anything. Well, I'd been married, sort of, for a week. My sophomore year at Miss Muff's Academy for Young Ladies College. A kind of junior Lady Chatterley arrangement, as it turned out. The marriage. He mowed the lawn at Miss Muff's, sitting up there all naked in a big power mower, mowing away. Daddy and Miss Muff got together and put it into that real quick. Annulled, which is a laugh, because theoretically, you can't get an annulment if there's entrance. Anyway, so I was re-virginized. Finished at Miss Moss, where they had one less gardener's boy, and a real shame that was. I came back here and sort of sat around for a while. I was hostess for Daddy, and I took care of him, and it was nice. It was very nice.
Yes, yes.
What do you mean, yes, yes? How would you know, lover? I got the idea about then that I'd marry into the college, which didn't seem to be quite as stupid as it turned out. I mean, Daddy had a sense of history, of continuation. Why don't you come over here and sit by me?
I think I should.
Suit yourself. Of continuation, history, and he'd always had it in the back of his mind to groom someone to take over sometime when he quit. A succession, you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Which is natural enough when you've made something, you want to pass it on to somebody. And so I was sort of on the lookout for prospects with the new men, an heir apparent. I mean, it wasn't Daddy's idea that I necessarily had to marry the guy. I wasn't the albatross. You didn't have to take me to get the prize or anything like that, you know. It was something I had in the back of my mind. And a lot of the new men were married, naturally.
Sure.
Just like you, baby.
Like you, baby.
But then George came along. Along came
Along
George.
came George bearing hooch. What are you doing now, Martha?
Telling a story. Sit down, you'll learn something.
All right.
You came back.
That's right.
Dear, he came back.
Yes, I see, I see.
Where was
I'm
I?
so glad.
Oh, intelligent, bushy-tailed, and sort of cute, if you can imagine it.
Younger than you.
And younger than me.
By 6
By
years.
6 years. It doesn't bother me, George. And along he came, bright-eyed into the history department, and do you know what I did, dumb cluck that I am? You know what I did? I fell for him.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, she did. You should have seen it. She'd sit outside of my room on the lawn at night, and she'd howl and claw on the turf. I couldn't work.
I actually fell for him. It's that there.
Martha's a romantic at heart.
That I am. So, I actually fell for him, and the match seemed practical, too. You know, Daddy was looking for someone
Just a minute, Martha.
to take over sometime when he was ready
Just a minute,
to
Martha.
retire, and so
Stop
I
it,
thought,
Martha.
what do you want?
I thought you were telling them the story of our courtship, Martha. I didn't know you were going to start in on this other business.
Well, I am.
I wouldn't if I were you.
Oh, you're not.
Now, you've already sprung a leak about you know what.
What? What?
About the apple of our eye, the sprout, the little bugger, our son. And if you start in on this other business, I warn you, Martha, it's going to make me angry.
Oh, it is it?
I warn you.
You what?
Warn you.
Look, do you think we have to really go
I
through?
stand warned. So anyway, I married the SOB, and I had it all planned out. He was the groom, and he was gonna be groomed. First he'd take over the history department, and then when Daddy retired, he'd take over the college, you know? That's the way it was supposed to be. You getting angry, baby? Huh? That's the way it was supposed to be, very simple. Daddy seemed to think it was a pretty good idea, too, for a while, till he watched for a couple of years. You getting angrier? Till he watched for a couple of years, and then he started thinking maybe it wasn't such a good idea after all. That maybe Georgie boy didn't have the stuff, that he didn't have it in him.
Stop it, Martha.
The hell I will! You see, George didn't have much push. He wasn't particularly aggressive. As a matter of fact, he was sort of a flop. A great, big, fat flop!
I said stop!
I hope that was an empty bottle, George. You don't want to waste good liquor. Not on your salary. Not on an associate professor's salary. I mean, he'd be no good at trustees' dinners, fundraising. He didn't have any personality, you know what I mean? Which was disappointing for Daddy, as you can imagine. So here I am, stuck with this flop.
Don't go on,
This
Martha.
bog in the history department.
Don't, Martha, don't.
Who's married
I
to
said
the
don't.
president's daughter?
Hey,
Who's supposed to be
who's-
somebody, not
Yeah,
just
well,
some nobody, some
yeah, well,
bookworm. Somebody who's so
well,
damn
who's the
contemplative he
thing?
can't
Yeah,
make
well,
anything
early
out of
in the
himself. Somebody with
morning.
the guts
Who's
to make
afraid of a
anything.
Virginia?
All
Who's
empty.
Virginia?
All right,
Virginia?
George.
Who's afraid of Virginia?
Stop it!
I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna vomit.
For God's sake.
Jesus.
Interesting concepts, but it wasn't, you know, thoughts. You know, but it wasn't well
I guess she's all right. She really shouldn't drink. She's frail. As slim-hipped as you'd have it. I'm really very sorry.
Where's my little yum-yum? Where's Martha?
She's making coffee in the kitchen. She gets sick quite easily.
Martha? Martha hasn't been sick a day in her life, unless you count the time she spends in the rest home.
No, my wife. My wife gets sick quite easily. Your wife is Martha.
Oh, yes, I know.
She doesn't really spend any time in a rest home.
Martha?
No. Yes.
No. No, I mean, if I were her, I But I'm not, and so I don't. I'd like to, though. It gets pretty bouncy around here sometimes.
Yes, I'm sure.
You saw the example.
I try not to get involved.
Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
I imagine not.
I find it
Oh,
embarrassing.
you do, huh?
Yes, really, quite.
Yes, really, quite. It's disgusting.
Now look, I didn't have
Disgusting.
any...
You think I like having that ridiculing me, tearing me down in front of you? Do you think I care for it?
Well, no, I don't imagine you care for it at
Oh,
all.
you don't imagine it. Huh?
No, I don't. I don't imagine you do.
Your sympathy disarms me. Your compassion makes me weep. Large, salty, unscientific tears.
I just don't see why you feel you have to subject other people.
Aye.
If you and your wife want to go at each other like
I want
animals, I don't see why you don't do
smug,
it.
self-righteous little
Kid, it's
scientist.
I've never hit an older man.
You just hit younger men, children, women, birds. You're quite right, of course. It is the prettiest spectacle. See a couple of middle-aged types hacking away at each other, or red in the face and winded, missing half the time.
Oh, you two don't miss. You two are pretty good.
And
Impressive.
impressive things impress you, don't they? You're easily impressed. Sort of a pragmatic idealism.
No, it's that sometimes I can admire things that I don't admire. Now, flagellation isn't my idea of good times.
But you can admire a good flagellator, a real pro.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Your wife throws up a lot, eh?
I didn't say that. I said she gets sick quite easily.
Oh, I thought by sick you meant that she...
Well, it's true. She does throw up a lot. Once she starts, there's practically no stopping her. I mean, she'll go right on for hours. Not all the time. Regularly.
You can tell time by her.
Just about.
Drink.
Sure. I married her because she was pregnant.
Oh. But I thought you didn't have any children. When I asked you, you said...
She wasn't really. It was a hysterical pregnancy. She blew up and then she went down.
And while she was up, you married her.
Then she went down.
Bourbon is right.
Yes.
When I was 16 and going to prep school during the Punic Wars, a bunch of us used to go to New York on the first day of vacations before we fanned out to our homes. And in the evening, this bunch of us used to go to this gin mill owned by the gangster father of one of us, but this was during the Great Experiment, or Prohibition as it is more frequently called. And it was a bad time for the liquor lobby, but a fine time for the crooks and the cops. And we would go to this gin mill and we would drink with the grown-ups and listen to the jazz. And one time, in the bunch of us, there was this boy who was 15. And he had killed his mother with a shotgun some years before, accidentally, completely accidentally, without even an unconscious motivation, I have no doubt. No doubt at all. And this one evening, this boy went with us, and we ordered our drinks. And when it came his turn, he said, "I'll have Bergen. Give me a Bergen, please. Bergen and water." We all laughed. He was blond, and he had the face of a cherub, and we all laughed, and his cheeks went red, and the color rose in his neck. And the assistant crook who had taken our order told people at the next table what the boy had said, and then they laughed, and then more people were told, and the laughter grew, and more people and more laughter, and no one was laughing more than us, and none of us more than the boy who had shot his mother. And soon everyone in the gin mill knew what the laughter was about, and everyone started ordering Bergen! And laughing when they ordered it. And soon, of course, the laughter became less general, but it did not subside entirely for a very long time. For always at this table or that, someone would order Bergen, and a new area of laughter would rise. We drank free that night, and we were bought champagne by the management, by the gangster father of one of us. Of course, we suffered the next day, each of us alone on his train away from New York. Each of us with a grown-up's hangover. But it was the grandest day of my youth.
Thanks. What happened to the boy? The boy who had shot.
I won't tell you.
All right.
The following summer, on a country road with his learner's permit in his pocket, and his father on the front seat to his right, he swerved the car to avoid a porcupine and drove straight into a large tree. He was not killed, of course, in the hospital when he was conscious and out of danger. When they told him his father was dead, he began to laugh, so I've been told, and his laughter grew. And it would not stop, and it was not until after they jammed a needle into his arm, not until after that, until his consciousness slipped away from him, that his laughter subsided, stopped. And when he was recovered enough so that he could be moved without damage or he struggled, he was put in an asylum. That was 30 years ago.
Is he still there?
Oh, yes. And I've been told that for these 30 years, he has not uttered one sound. Martha! Martha!
I told you, she's making coffee.
Oh, your hysterical wife who goes up and down?
Went up and down.
Went. No more.
No more. Nothing.
The saddest thing about men, well, no, one of the saddest thing about men is the way they age. Do you know what it is with insane people? Do you, the quiet ones?
No.
They don't change. They don't grow old.
They must.
Well, eventually, probably, yes, but they don't in the usual way. They maintain a firm skin serenity. The underuse of everything leaves them quite old.
Are you recommending it?
No. Some things are sad, though. But you just gotta buck up and face them, that's all. Buck up. Martha doesn't have hysterical pregnancies.
My wife had one.
Yes. Martha doesn't have any pregnancies at all.
Well, no, I don't imagine so now. Do you have any other kids? Do you have any daughters or anything?
Any what?
Do you have any, I mean, do you only have the one kid, your son?
Oh, yes, just one boy, our son.
Well, that's nice.
Oh, yes, well, he's a comfort, a beanbag. Oh, what? Beanbag. Oh, you wouldn't understand. Beanbag.
I heard you. I didn't say I was deaf. I said I didn't understand.
You didn't say that at
I
all.
meant I was implying I didn't understand. For Christ's
You're
sake.
getting testy.
I'm sorry.
All I said was our son, the apple of our three eyes, Martha being a cyclops. Beanbag, and you get testy.
I'm sorry. It's late. I'm tired. I've been drinking since 9 o'clock. My wife is vomiting. There's been a lot of screaming going on
Sorry to
around
test
here.
you. Actually, don't worry about it. Everybody who comes here ends up getting testy. It's expected. Don't be upset.
I'm not upset.
You're testy.
Yes.
I'd like to set you straight about something while the little ladies are around the room. I want to.
Oh.
I know you don't like to become involved. I know you like to preserve your scientific detachment in the face of, well, for lack of a better word, life and all, but still, I want to tell you.
I'm a guest. You go right ahead.
Well, now, that makes me feel all warm and runny inside.
You're gonna be like that. You're gonna start that kind of stuff again. Just-
Hark! Forest sounds. Animal noises.
Hey,
Oh.
Well, here's Nursey.
we're sitting up, we're having coffee, and we'll be back in.
Oh. Is there anything I should do?
Nah, you just stay here and listen to George's side of things. Bore yourself to death.
Monstre!
Cushion! Can I? You two types amuse yourselves, we'll be in. You clean up the mess you made,
No, Martha,
George.
did not clean up the mess I made. I've been trying for years to clean up the mess I've made.
Have you?
Huh?
Have you been trying for years?
Accommodation, malleability, adjustment. Those do seem to be the order of things, don't they?
Don't try to put me in the same class with you.
Oh, of course not. You marry a woman because she's all blown up, while I might come to the old...
There was more to it than that.
Sure. I'll bet she has money, too.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, you mean I was right? I hit it?
Well, you see what it was.
My
then.
God, what archery. First try.
You see what it was.
Well, other things
Yes.
compensate.
Yes.
There always are. Oh, I'm sure there are. I didn't mean to be flip. There are always compensating factors. As in the case of Martha, myself. Now, on the surface...
We sort of grew up together. No,
it used to be kind of a knockabout, drag-out affair on the surface.
we knew each other from, oh God, I don't know, when we were 6 or something.
Somewhere back there, right at the beginning, when I first came to New Carthage.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
No, you go ahead.
No, please.
You're a guest, I insist you go
It
first.
seems a little silly now.
Nonsense, but if you were 6, you must have been 4 or something.
Maybe I was 8, she was 6. We used to play doctor.
Well, that's a good, healthy, heterosexual beginning. Yeah. The scientist even then, huh?
Yeah. That was always taken for granted, you know, by our families, and by us too, I guess, and so we did.
Did what?
We got married.
When you were 8?
No, of course not, much later.
I wondered.
I wouldn't say there was any particular passion between us even at the beginning of our marriage, I mean.
Well, certainly no surprises, no earth-shattering discoveries after doctor and all.
No.
Everything's all pretty much the same anyway. In spite of what they say about Chinese women.
What is that?
Let me freshen you up.
After a while, you don't get any drunker, do you?
Well, you do, but it's different. Everything slows down. You get sodden. Unless you can upchuck like your wife, then you can sort of start all over again.
Everybody drinks a lot here in the East. Well, everybody drinks a lot in the Middle West, too.
We drink a great deal in this country, and I suspect we'll be drinking a great deal more, too, if we survive. We should be Arabs or Italians. The Arabs don't drink, and the Italians don't get drunk much, except on religious holidays. We should live on Crete or something.
And that, of course, would make us cretins.
So what? Tell me about your wife's money.
What?
Well, don't they?
What do you want to know about my wife's money for, huh?
Well, I gotta be
No,
nice.
you didn't.
All right. I want to know about your wife's money because I'm fascinated by the pragmatic accommodation by which you wave of the future boys are going to take over.
You're starting in
Am
again.
I? No, I'm not. Look, Martha has money too. I mean, her father has been robbing this place blind for years.
No, he has. He has not.
He has been?
No.
Very well. Martha's father has not been robbing this place blind for years, and Martha does not have any money. Okay?
We were talking about my wife's money, not yours.
Okay, talk.
No. My father-in-law was a man of the Lord, and he was very rich.
What faith?
My father-in-law was called by God when he was 6 or something, and he started preaching, and he baptized people, and he saved them, and he traveled around a lot. And he became pretty famous, not like some of them, but he became pretty famous. When he died, he had a lot of money. God's money. No, his own.
What happened to God's money?
He spent God's money and saved his own. He built hospitals, and he sent off mercy ships, and he brought the outhouses indoors, and he brought the people outdoors into the sun, and built 3 churches, or whatever they were. And 2 of them burned down. He ended up pretty rich.
Well, I think that's very nice.
Yes. And so my wife's got some money.
But not God's money.
No, her own.
Oh. Well, I think that's very nice. Martha's got money because Martha's father's second wife, not Martha's mother, but after Martha's mother died, was a very old lady with warts who was very rich.
She was a witch.
She was a good witch. She married the white mouse with the tiny red eyes. He must have nibbled her warts or something like that. Because she went up in a puff of smoke almost immediately. Poof! 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 And all that was left, aside from some wart medicine, was a big fat will, a peach pie, with some for the township of New Carthage, some for the college, some for Martha's daddy, and just this much for Martha.
Maybe my father-in-law and the witch with the wart should have gotten together because he was a mouse too.
Was?
Sure, he was a church mouse. Your wife never mentioned the stepmother.
Well, maybe it isn't true.
And maybe it is.
It's not. Might be. But I think your story's a lot nicer about your pumped-up little wife and your father-in-law who was a priest.
He was not a priest, he was a man of God.
Yes.
And my wife wasn't pumped up, she blew up.
Yes, yes.
Get things straight.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Okay.
You realize, of course, that I've been drawing you out on this stuff, not because I'm interested in your terrible lifehood, but only because you represent a direct and pertinent threat to my lifehood, and I brought the goods on you.
Sure, sure.
I mean, I warned you, you stand warned.
I stand warned. It's you sneaky types worry me the most, you know. You ineffectual sons of bitches, you're the worst.
Yes, we are sneaky An elbow in your steely blue eye, a knee in your solid gold groin. We're the worst.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you don't believe me. I know you've got history on your side.
You've got history on your side. I've got biology on mine. History, biology.
I know the
You
difference.
don't act it.
No, I thought you decided you were going to take over the history department first before you took over the whole world. You know, a step at a time.
Yeah. What I thought I'd do is I'd sort of insinuate myself generally, play around for a while, find all the weak spots, shore them up, but with my own nameplate on it. Become sort of a fact, and then turn into a what?
An inevitability.
Exactly. An inevitability. You know, take over a few courses from the older men, start some special groups for myself, plow a few pertinent wives.
That's it. You can take over all the courses you want to, get as much of the young elite together in the gymnasium as you like. Until you start plowing pertinent wives, you really aren't working. The way to a man's heart is through his wife's belly, don't you forget.
Yeah, I know.
Women around here know better than putas. You know, the South American ladies of the night. Do you know what they do in South America in Rio? The putas, do you know? They hiss like geese. They stand around on the street and hiss at you like a bunch of geese.
Gangle. Gangle. Gangle of geese, not bunch. Gangle.
Well, if you want to get all cute about it, all ornithological, it's gangle, not gang. Gangle.
Gangle, not gangle.
Yes, gangle. Yeah, no. They stand around on the street, all the faculty wives downtown in New Carthage in front of the A&P, hissing away like a bunch of geese. That's the way to power. Plow 'em all.
I'll bet you're right.
Well, I am.
And I bet your wife's the biggest goose in the gangle. Gangle. Isn't she? Her father president and all.
You bet your hysterical inevitability she is.
Yes, sirree. Well, I better just get her off in a corner and mount her like a goddamn dog, eh?
Why, you'd certainly better.
You know, I almost think you're serious.
No, baby. You almost think you're serious, and it scares the hell out of you.
Me?
Yes,
Oh,
you.
you're kidding.
I wish I were. I'll give you some good advice if you want.
Good advice from you? Oh,
You
boy.
haven't listened. You haven't learned yet. Take it wherever you can get it. I'm giving you good advice now.
Come off it.
Listen to me now.
Oh,
There's
good God.
quicksand here, and you'll be dragged down just as I was.
Boy.
Before you know it, sucked in.
Oh, no.
You're a smug son of a bitch, and you disgust me on principle, but I'm trying to give you a survival kit here. Do you hear me?
I hear you. You come in loud.
All right, okay.
Hey.
Okay. You want to play it by ear, right? Everything's going to work out anyway because time tables history.
Right, right. You just tend to your knitting, Grandma. I'll be okay.
I've tried to reach you to,
Make contact.
yes,
Communicate.
yes, exactly.
Oh, that is touching. That is downright moving. That's what it is. Up yours.
Huh?
You heard me.
To take the trouble to construct a civilization, to build a society based on the principles of principle. You endeavor to make communicable sense out of natural order, morality out of the unnatural disorder of man's mind. You make government and art and realize must be both the same. You bring things to the saddest of all points, to the point where there is something to lose. Then all at once, through all the music and through all the sensible sounds of men building, attempting, comes the Dies Irae. What is it? What does the trumpet sound? Up yours. I suppose there's justice to it after all the years. Up yours!
Bravo!
Thank you. Thank you.
Move it on. A little shake, move it on our feet.
Goody. What? Oh, hi, honey. You
A
better?
little bit, dear. I'd better sit down, though.
Okay, come on, you sit by me.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Well, aren't you going to apologize?
For what, Martha?
For making the little lady throw up. What
I
else?
did not make her throw up.
You most certainly did.
I did
No,
not.
now, no.
Well, who do you think did? Sexy over there? You think he made his own little wife sick?
Well, you make me sick.
That's different.
No, now, I throw up. I mean, I get sick. Occasionally, all by myself without any reason.
Is that a fact?
You're delicate.
I've always done it.
Like Big Ben?
Watch it.
And the doctors said there's nothing wrong with me, organically, you know.
Of course there isn't.
Well, just before we got married, I developed appendicitis. Everybody thought it was appendicitis, but it turned out to be, it was a false alarm.
Make me a drink. makes everybody sick. When our son was just a little boy, he used to throw
Don't,
up
Martha.
all the time because of George.
I said
It
don't.
got so bad that whenever George came into a room, he'd start right in
The
retching.
real reason our son used to throw up all the time, wife and love, it was nothing more complicated than the fact that he couldn't stand you fiddling at him all the time. Breaking into his bedroom with your kimono flying, fiddling at him all the time with your liquor breath on him and your hands all over his
Yeah, I
body.
suppose that's why he ran away from home twice in 1 month, too. Twice in 1 month, 6 times in 1 year.
Our son ran away from home all the time because Martha here used to corner him.
I never cornered the son of a bitch in my
He used to
life.
run up to me when I get home and he'd say, Mama's always coming at me. Well, that's what he'd say.
Liar.
That's the way it was. You were always coming at him. I thought it was very embarrassing.
If you thought it was so embarrassing, what are you talking about it for?
Dear.
Yeah! Thanks, sweetheart.
I didn't want to talk about him at all. I would have been perfectly happy not to discuss the whole subject. I never want to talk about it.
Yes, you do.
Well, we're alone, maybe.
We're alone.
No, love. We've got guests.
We sure have.
Can I have a little brandy? I think I'd like a little brandy.
You think you should?
Oh, yes. Yes, dear.
Sure, fill her up.
I don't think you
It
should.
will steady me, dear. I feel a little unsteady.
Well, you can't walk steady on half a bottle. Got to do it right.
Yes. I love brandy, I really do.
Good for you.
Well, if you think it's a good idea.
I know what's best for me, dear.
Yes, I'm sure you do.
Oh, goody. Thank you. Of course I do, dear.
You two men have it out while we were gone. George tell you his side of things. He bring you to tears, huh?
Well, no.
No, what we did was we danced around the game.
Oh, yeah. Cute.
Oh, I love dancing.
He didn't mean that, honey.
Oh, I didn't think he did. 2 grown men dancing.
I mean, he didn't start in on how he would have amounted to something if it hadn't been for Daddy. How his high moral sense wouldn't even let him try to better himself. No?
No.
And he didn't run on about how he tried to publish a goddamn book and Daddy wouldn't let
A
him.
book? No.
Please, Martha.
A book? What book?
Please, just a book.
Just a book.
Please, Martha.
Well, I guess you didn't get the whole sad story. What's the matter with you, George? You giving up?
No, it's just I've got to figure out a new way to fight you, Martha. Guerrilla tactics, maybe. Internal subversion, I don't know, something.
Well, you figure it out. You let me know when you do.
All right.
Why don't we dance? I'd love some dancing.
Honey.
I would. I'd love some dancing. I want some. I want some dancing.
All right, for heaven's sake, we'll have some dancing.
Oh, I'm so glad. I love dancing, don't you?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Gee.
Gee.
I dance like the wind.
Yeah?
Martha had her daguerreotyped in the paper once. Oh, about 25 years ago, it seems she took second prize in one of them 7-day dancing contest things. Biceps all bulging, holding up her
Well,
arms.
you put a record on and shut up.
Certainly not. How are we going to work this? Mixed doubles?
Well, you don't think I'm going to dance with you, do you?
No, not with him around, that's for sure. And not with Twinkle Toes here either.
I'll dance with anyone. I'll dance by myself.
Honey.
I dance like the wind.
All right, kiddies, choose up and hit the sack.
Oh, wonderful.
All right, George, cut that out. Cut it out, George!
What, Martha, what?
Cut it out, George!
What, Martha?
You son of a bitch!
What did you say, love?
I said, you son of
You
a...
stop. Why did you stop?
Honey.
Stop that.
Well, why don't you... Martha, I thought it was fitting, Martha.
Oh, you did, huh?
You're always at me when I'm having a good time.
Sorry, honey.
Just leave me alone.
You choose, Martha. Martha's going to run things. The little lady's going to lead the
I
band.
like to dance, and you don't want me to.
I like you to dance.
Just leave me alone.
Martha's going to put on some rhythm she understands. Sacre du printemps, maybe? Aye, sexy. Choose it, Martha. Do your stuff.
You're damn right.
You want to dance with me, Angel Tits?
What did you call my wife?
No, if I can't do my interpretive dance, I don't want to dance with anyone. Just sit here.
Okay, stop. Let's go.
Oh.
Aye.
Hi.
We'll just sit here and watch.
That's right.
Hey, you are strong, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I like that.
They're dancing like they've danced before.
It's a familiar dance. They both know it.
Don't be shy.
I'm not.
It's a very old ritual, Monkey Nipples. Old as hell.
I don't know what you mean.
I like the way you do.
I like the way you move too.
They like the way they move.
That's nice.
I'm surprised George didn't give you his side of things.
Aren't they cute?
You didn't.
That surprises me.
Does it?
Yeah, he usually does when he gets the chance.
Well, what do you know?
It's really a very sad story.
You have ugly talents, Martha.
Is it?
It would make you weep.
Hideous gifts.
That's so.
Don't encourage her.
Encourage me.
Go on.
I warn you, don't encourage
He
her.
warns you, don't encourage me.
I heard him. Tell me more.
Well, Georgie boy had lots of big ambitions, in spite of something funny in his past, which Georgie boy here turned into a novel. His first attempt and also his last. Hey, I rhymed! I
Warn
rhymed!
you, Martha.
Yeah, you're right. Go on. Go on.
But Daddy took a look at Georgie's
We're looking
novel.
for a punch in the mouth. You know that, Martha?
Do tell. And he was very shocked by what he read. Yes, he was. A novel all about a naughty boy
Will
child.
not tolerate this. Okay, then.
A naughty boy child who killed his mother and his father dead.
Wait a minute.
Stop it, Martha.
And Daddy said, look here, I will not let you publish such
That's
a
it.
thing.
So that's it's over. That's it. Now go on
What
now.
do you think you're doing, huh?
Violence, violence! And Daddy said, look here, kid, you don't think I'm gonna let you publish crap like that, do you? Not while you're teaching here. You publish that goddamn book and you're out on your ass.
Desist.
Violence, violence! Why the idea? A teacher in a respected conservative institution like this in a town like New Carthage, publishing a book like that. If you respect your position here, young man, young whippersnapper, you'll just withdraw that
I will
manuscript.
not be made mock of.
He will not be made mock of, for
I will
Christ's
not.
sake.
And you want to know the clincher? You want to know what big, brave Georgie
You
did?
will not say this.
Hey.
The hell I won't. Keep away from me, you bastard. He caved in is what he did. He came home and threw the book in the fireplace and burned it.
I'll kill you.
Violence! Violence! Coward!
You satanic bitch. Stop.
Violence! Violence!
That's enough now.
Oh, oh.
All right. All right. Very quiet. They will all be very quiet.
Coward. Fucking coward.
Okay, now that's
That
enough.
wasn't fair.
Tough.
Well, that's one game. What should we play now? Huh? We played Humiliate the Host. We've gone through that one. What should we do now? Oh, look. Oh, look. I mean, come on. You must know other games. College types like us, that can't be the limit of our vocabulary, can
I think maybe
it? Let's
we-
see now. There are other games. How about Hump the Hostess, huh? How about that? How about Hump the Hostess? You want to play that one? You want to play Hump the Hostess?
Calm
huh?
down now.
Oh, is that for later? Mount her like a goddamn dog.
Hump the hostess!
Just shut up, will you? You don't want to play that now, huh? You want to save that game for later? Well, what should we play now? We gotta play a game.
Portrait of a man drowning.
I am not drowning.
You told me to shut up.
Sorry.
No, you're not.
Sorry.
I've got it. I'll tell you what we'll play. We're done with Humiliate the Host this round anyway. We're done with that. We don't want to play Hump the Hostess yet. Not yet. So I tell you what we'll play. We'll play a round of Get the Guests. How about that? How about a little game of Get the Guests?
Jesus,
Don't
George!
drop it, child mentioner.
I don't like these games.
Yeah, I think maybe we've had enough of games.
Oh, no, we haven't. We've had only one game. You can't fly on one game. You can't end with one game. Silence! Now, how are we going to play Get the
Oh,
Guests?
for God's sake,
You
George.
be quiet. I wonder. Okay, well, Martha, in her indiscreet way, well, not really indiscreet, because Martha's a naive at heart. Anyway, Martha told you all about my first novel, my memory book, which I'd sort of preferred she hadn't. But hell, that's blood under the bridge. But what she didn't do, what Martha didn't tell you about, is she didn't tell us all about my second novel. No, you didn't know about that, did you, Martha? About my second novel. True or false? True or false?
No.
No. No, well, it's an allegory, really, probably, but it can be read as straight, cozy prose. And it's all about a nice young couple who come out of the Middle West. It's a blue college, you see. And this nice young couple comes out of the Middle West, and he's broad and about 30, and he's a scientist, a teacher, a scientist. And his mouse is a wifey little type who goggles brandy all
Just
the
a
time.
minute here.
They got to know each other when they was teensy little types, and they used to get under the vanity table and poke around.
I said, just a minute.
This is my game. You played yours, you people. This is my game.
I want to hear the story. I love stories.
George, for heaven's sake.
And Mousie's father was a holy man, see, and he ran sort of a traveling clip joint based on Christ and all those girls. And he took the faithful, well, that's all, just took them.
This is familiar.
Okay.
And he died eventually, Mousie's pa, and they pried him open, and all sorts of money fell out. Jesus money, Mary money, loot!
I've heard this story before.
But that's in the backwash in the early part of the book. Anyway, Blondie and his Frau out of the plain stage came.
Very funny, George.
Thank you, Martha. And settled in a town, well, just like New Carthage.
I don't think you better go on, mister.
Do you not?
No, I don't think you better.
I love familiar stories. They're the best.
How right you are. But Blondie was in disguise, really. All got up as a school teacher, because his baggage ticket had bigger things written on it. H-I. High. Historical inevitability.
There's no need for you to go any further
Let them
now.
go on.
We shall, and he had this baggage with him. And part of his baggage was in the form of his mouse.
You don't have to listen to this.
Why not?
Your bride has a point. One of the things nobody could understand about Blondie was his baggage, his mouse. I mean, here he was, Pan Kansas swimming champion or something, and he had this mouse of whom he was solicitous to a point that failed in human understanding, given she was a synth in the law.
This isn't fair.
Perhaps not. Like as I said, his mouse, she tooted brandy modestly and spent half the time in the upchuck.
I know these people.
Do you? But she was a money baggage, amongst other things, godly money, ripped from the golden teeth of the faithful, a pragmatic extension of the big dream, and she was put up with.
I don't like this story.
Please don't.
Maybe you better stop, George.
And she was put up with. Stop.
Please don't.
Beg, baby.
George!
Oh, now, we get a flashback here to how they got married.
No.
Yes.
Why?
How they got married. Well, how they got married is this. The mouse got all puffed up one night, and she went over to Blondie's house, and she stuck on the puff and said, "Look at me.
I don't like this.
Stop it.
Look at me, I'm all puffed up." "Oh, my goodness," said Blondie.
And so they were married.
So they were married.
And then?
And then,
What? And then what?
No.
and then, the puff went away like magic.
Jesus.
The puff went away.
Puff.
I didn't mean to, honestly. I didn't mean
You-
to.
You told
Honey,
them.
I didn't mean to.
You told them. You told them. Oh, no. You couldn't have told them. No.
Honey, I
No.
didn't mean to.
Oh, no.
Honey, baby,
No.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
And that's how you play Get the Guests.
Just, I'm gonna be sick.
Naturally.
Honey.
Leave me alone. I'm gonna be sick.
God almighty.
The patterns of history.
You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that at all.
I hate
That was
hypocrisy.
cruel and vicious
Don't get over
and
it.
damaging.
Don't get over it.
Damaging to me!
You-
To me!
To you?
Yes!
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. You're gonna have a swine to show you where the truffles are? You just rearrange your alliances, boy. Just pick up the pieces where you can. Just look around and make the best of things. You scramble back up on your feet.
Go look after your wife.
Yeah, go pick up the pieces and plan some new strategy.
You're going to regret this.
Probably, I regret everything.
I mean, I'm going to make you regret this.
No doubt, acute embarrassment, Dave.
I don't play the charades like you've got them set up. I'll play in your language. I'll be what you say I am.
You are already. You just don't know it.
No, not really. But I'll be it, mister. I'll show you something come to life you'll wish you hadn't set up.
Don't clean up the mess.
You
just wait, mister.
Very good, George.
Thank you, Martha.
Really good.
I'm glad you liked it.
I mean, you did a good job. You really fixed it.
Mhm.
Most life you've shown in a long time.
You bring out the best in me, baby.
Yeah. Pygmy hunting.
Pygmy.
You're really a bastard.
I?
Yeah, you.
Baby, if quarterback there is a pygmy, you certainly changed your style. What are you going after now? Giants?
You make me sick.
It's perfectly all right for you. I mean, you can make up your own rules. You can go around like a hopped-up Arab, slashing everything in sight, scarring up half the world if you want to. But someone else tried? No, sir.
You miserable.
Well, I made it at all for you. I thought you'd like it. Sort of to your taste, blood carnage and all. I thought you'd get all excited. Sort of heave and pant, come running at me all melons, bottles.
You've really screwed up,
Oh,
George.
God, sir.
I mean it, you really have.
You can sit there in that chair of yours, you can sit there with a gin running out of your mouth and humiliate me and tear me apart all night, and that's perfectly all right. That's okay.
You can stand
I
it.
cannot stand
You
it.
can't stand it. You married me for it.
That's a desperately sick lie.
Don't you know it even yet?
Oh, Martha.
My arm has gotten tired whipping you
You're mad.
for 23
You're
years.
deluded, Martha. You're deluded.
It's not what I
I thought at
wanted.
least you were onto yourself. I didn't know. I didn't know.
I'm onto myself.
No, you're sick.
I'll show you.
Martha, you're going to...
I'll show you. who's
Stop it.
sick.
Now
I'll
stop
show
it.
you. Show you who's sick. Boy, you're really having a field day, huh? Well, I'm gonna finish you before I'm through with you.
You and the quarterback are both going to finish me, and
Yeah.
you never mentioned our son. Now I told you not to go too far.
I'm just beginning.
I'm numbed enough now to be able to take you when we're alone. I don't listen to you. If I do listen to you, I sift everything. I bring everything down to a reflex response, so I don't really hear you, which is the only way to manage it.
Nuts.
You can act the way you want. And when
You
you're
ever
done,
listen to your sentences, George? You ever listen to the way you talk? You're so frigging convoluted, that's what you are. You talk like you're writing one of your stupid
You gotta
papers.
find some way to really get at you.
You've got it, me, George. You don't have to do anything. 23 years of you has been quite enough. You want to know what's happened, George? You want to know what's really happened? It snapped finally.
Come off it, Martha.
I've tried. I've really tried.
You're a monster. You are.
I'm loud and I'm vulgar and I wear the pants in this house because someone's got to. But I'm not a monster. I'm not.
You're a spoiled, self-indulgent, willful, dirty-minded, liquor-rich...
Snap! Wet snap! Look, I'm not going to try to get through to you anymore. I am not going to try. There was a second back there. Maybe there was a second. Just a second when I could have gotten through to you. When maybe we could have cut through all this crap.
I just don't believe you. There is no moment. There is no moment anymore we could come together.
Well, maybe you're right, baby. You can't come together with nothing, and you're nothing. Snap! It went snap. Tonight at Daddy's party. I sat there at Daddy's party and I watched you. I watched you sitting there and I watched the younger men around you. The men who were gonna go somewhere. And I sat and I watched you and you weren't there. And it snapped. Finally snapped, and I'm gonna howl it out, and I'm not gonna give a damn what I do, and I'm gonna make the biggest damned explosion you've ever heard.
We'll try it and I'll beat you at your own game.
Is that a threat, George? Huh?
That's a threat.
Uh-huh. You're gonna get it, baby.
Be careful, Martha. I'll rip you to pieces.
You aren't man enough. You haven't got the guts.
Total war.
Total.
Well, she's resting.
Yeah, she all right?
I think so now. I'm terribly sorry.
Forget about
It
it.
happens all the time around here.
She'll be all right.
Yeah, you put her upstairs in a bed?
No, actually, may I? She's, in the bathroom. On the bathroom floor. She's lying there.
Well, that's not very nice.
She likes it. She says it's cool.
Still, I don't think she should
If
be
she
lying.
wants to lie on the bathroom floor, let her. Maybe she'd be more comfortable in the tub.
No, she says she likes the floor. She took up the mat and she's lying on the tile. She lies on the floor a lot. She really does.
Oh,
She gets lots of headaches and things, and she always lies on the floor. Is there ice?
What?
Ice. Is there ice?
Ice.
Ice. Yes.
ice.
Ice!
Attaboy.
Oh, yes, I'll get some.
Well, go. Besides, we want to be alone.
I wouldn't be surprised, Martha. I wouldn't be
Oh,
surprised.
you wouldn't, Tom.
Not a bit, Martha.
No!
No! Don't try anything, Martha.
Actually, she's very frail.
And slim-hipped?
Yes, exactly.
Is that why you don't have any kids?
I don't know that has anything to do with anything.
Well, if it does, who cares, huh?
Pardon?
Hey. Make me a drink, lover. That's a good boy. Thanks. Now, for being such a good boy, you could give me a kiss. Come on.
Look,
Come on, baby, a friendly kiss.
well,
You won't get hurt, little boy.
not so little.
Oh, I'll bet you not. Come on.
But what if he should come back in?
George, don't worry about him. Besides, you could object to a friendly little kiss. It's all in the faculty.
Isn't that I don't want to
Oh,
believe
you're
me?
a scientist, aren't you? Make an experiment, make a little experiment on old Martha.
Not very well.
Ah, it'd be a nice change for you, too.
Yes, it would.
You could go back to your little wife all refreshed.
She wouldn't know the difference.
No one else is going to either. Hey, hey, take it easy, baby. Don't rush it, huh?
Come on now.
Later, baby, later.
I told you I'm a biologist.
I know, I can tell. Later, huh?
Who's afraid of the Virginia boat, the Virginia boat, the Virginia boat? Ah, here we are, ice for the lamps of China, Manchuria thrown in. You better watch those yellow bastards, my lovely, aren't amused. Why don't you come over to our side, we'll blow the hell out of them. Then we can split the money up between us and be on Easy Street. What do you say?
Yeah, sure. Hey, ice.
Right. Hello, Martha, my dove. You look radiant.
Thanks.
Well, now, let me see. I've got the ice.
Gotten.
Got, Martha. Got is perfectly correct. It's just a little archaic, like you.
What are you so cheerful about?
Well, now, let's see. I've got the ice. Can I make someone a drink? Martha, can I make you a drink?
Yeah, why not?
Indeed. Why not? Martha, you've been nibbling away at the glass.
Had not.
I see you're making your own, which is fine. Fine, I'll just hooch up Martha here, and then we'll be all set.
All set for what?
Well, I don't know, we're having a party, aren't we? I passed your wife in the hallway. I passed the John and looked in on her. Peaceful, so peaceful, sound asleep, and she's actually sucking her thumb.
Aw,
Rolled up like a fetus sucking away.
I suppose she's all right.
Of course she is. There you are.
thanks.
And now, one for me, it's my turn.
Never, baby. It's never your turn.
Oh, now, I wouldn't say that, Martha.
You're moving on the principle the worm turns. Well, the worm part's okay, because that fits you fine. But the turning part, You're in a straight line, buddy boy, and it doesn't lead anywhere, except maybe the grave.
Well, now, you just hold on to that thought, Martha. Hug it close, run your hands over it. Me, I'm going to sit down, if you'll excuse me. I'm going to sit down over there and read a book.
You're gonna do what?
I'm going to read a book. Read. You've heard of it?
What do you mean you're gonna read? What's the matter with you?
There's nothing the matter with me, Martha. I'm going to read a book, that's all.
We've got company.
I know, my dear, but it's after 4 o'clock, and I always read around this time. Now, if you go about your business, I'll sit here very quietly.
You read in the afternoon. You read at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You don't read at 4 o'clock in the morning. Nobody reads at 4 o'clock in the morning.
No.
He's gonna read a book. The son of a bitch is gonna read a book.
So it would seem.
Well, we can amuse ourselves, can't we?
I imagine so.
We're gonna amuse ourselves, George.
That's nice.
You might not like it.
No, you go right ahead. You entertain your guests.
I'm gonna entertain myself, too.
Good.
You're a riot, George. Well, I'm a riot too, George.
Yes, you are, Martha.
You know what I'm doing?
No, Martha, what are you doing?
I'm entertaining. I'm entertaining one of the guests. I'm necking with one of the guests.
Oh, that's nice. Which one?
Oh my God, you're funny.
Someone at the door, Martha.
Never mind that. I said I was necking with one of the guests.
Good. You go right on.
Good.
Yes, good for you.
Oh, I see what you're up to. You lousy
I'm
little...
not paid 100.
Cut it! Just cut that out! Oh, why, you miserable... I'll show you!
No, show him, Martha. He hasn't seen it. Maybe he hasn't seen it. You haven't seen it yet, have you?
I have no respect.
And none for yourself, either. I don't know what the younger generation's coming to.
You don't
Care? You're quite right. I couldn't care less. So you just take this bag of laundry here and throw her over your shoulder.
You're disgusting.
Because you're going to hump Martha? I'm disgusting?
You motherfucker! Oh, go wait for me, huh? Go wait for me in the kitchen. Come on, baby. Wait for me. Be a good baby. Now you listen to me.
I'd rather read, Martha, if you don't
Well,
mind.
I do mind. You pay attention to me. You come off this kick, Your Honor. I swear to God I'll do it. I swear to God I'll follow that guy into the kitchen and I'll take him upstairs.
So what, Martha?
Okay, you asked for it. You're gonna get it.
Lord, Martha, if you want the boy that much, have him. But do it honestly, will you? Don't cover it over with all this footwork.
I'll make you sorry you ever made me want to marry you. I'll make you regret the day you came to this college. I'll make you sorry you ever let yourself down.
And the West encumbered by crippling alliances and burdened with a morality too rigid to accommodate itself to the swing of events, must eventually fall.
You're gonna regret this, Martha. You're really gonna regret this.
Hey, hey! Where is everybody? So, drop me, pluck me like a goddamn whatever it is, and throw me over your shoulder like a creeping vine. George? George? George! What are you doing? Hiding or something? George! Oh, for Christ's sake. Ha! Deserted. Abandoned. Left out in the cold like an old pussycat. Can I get you a drink, Martha? Why, thank you, George. That's very kind of you. No, Martha, no. Why, I'd do anything for you. Would you, George? I'd do anything for you, too. Would you, Martha? Well, certainly, George. Martha, I've misjudged you. And I've misjudged you, too, George. Where is everybody? Hump the hostess! Fat chance. Fat chance. Daddy! Daddy! Martha is abandoned. Left to her own vices at something o'clock in the old AM. Daddy White Mouse. Do you really have red eyes, Daddy? Do you? Let me see. Oh, you do. You do. Daddy, you have red eyes. Because you cry all the time, don't you, Daddy? Yes, you do. You cry all the time. I'll give all you bastards 5 to come out from where you're hiding. I cry all the time too, Daddy. I cry all the time, but deep, inside, so no one sees me. Cry all the time. Georgie cries all the time too. We both cry all the time. And then what we do, we cry, and we take our tears, and we put them in the ice box, in the goddamn ice trays, until they're frozen. And then we put them in our drinks. I got windshield wipers on my eyes because I married you. Baby. Martha, you'll be a songwriter yet. Clink. Clink. Clink, clink, clink.
My God, you've gone crazy too.
Clink.
I said you've gone crazy too.
Probably. Probably.
You've all gone crazy. I come back downstairs and what happens?
What happened?
My wife has gone into the can with a liquor bottle and she winks at me. Winks at me.
She's never wonk at you. What a shame.
She is lying down on the floor again, the tiles all curled up. And she starts peeling the label off the liquor bottle, the brandy bottle.
Never get the deposit back that way.
And I ask her what she's doing and she goes, shh, nobody knows I'm here. And I come back in here and you're sitting there going, clink for God's sake, clink.
Clink.
You've all gone crazy.
Yes. Sad, but true.
Where's your husband?
He is vanished. Poof.
You're all crazy nuts.
Aw. 'Tis the refuge we take when the unreality of the world weighs too heavy on our tiny heads. Relax. Sink into it. You're no better than anybody else.
I think I am.
You're certainly a flop in some departments.
Beg your pardon.
I said you're certainly a flop.
I'm sorry you're
in some-
disappointed.
I didn't say I was disappointed, stupid.
You should try me sometime when we haven't been drinking for 10 hours. Maybe you
I
won't be-
wasn't talking about your potential. I was talking about your goddamn performance.
Oh.
Your potential's fine. It's dandy. Absolutely dandy. I haven't seen such a dandy potential in a long time. Oh, but baby, you sure are a flop.
Everybody's a flop to you. Your husband's a flop, I'm a flop.
You're all flops. I am the Earth Mother and you're all flops. I disgust me. I pass my life in crummy, totally pointless infidelities. Ha! Would-be infidelities. I'm the hostess, that's a laugh. Bunch of boozed-up, impotent lunkheads. Martha makes goo-goo eyes and the lunkheads grin and roll their beautiful, beautiful eyes back and grin some more, and Martha licks her chops. And the lunkheads slap over to the bar to pick up a little courage. And they pick up a little courage. And they bounce back over to old Martha. I've done a little dance for them, which gets them all heated up mentally. And they slap over to the bar again to pick up a little more courage. And their wives and sweethearts stick their noses up in the air, right through the ceiling sometimes, which sends the lunkheads back to the soda fountain again to fuel up some more, while Martha Pooh sits there with her dress up over her head, suffocating. You don't know how stuffy it is with your dress up over your head, suffocating, waiting for the lunkheads. So finally they get their courage up, but that's all, baby. Never mind. There is sometimes some very nice potential. But oh my. But that's how it is in civilized society. All the gorgeous lunkheads. Poor babies. There is only one man in my life who has ever made me happy. Do you know that? One.
What do you call it, the lawnmower or something?
No, I've forgotten him. But when I think about him and me, it's almost like being a voyeur. No, I didn't mean him. I meant George, of course. George, my husband.
You're kidding.
Am I?
You must be him.
Him.
Sure.
You don't believe it.
Why, of course I
You
do.
always deal in appearances.
For God's sake.
George, who is out there somewhere in the dark. George, who is good to me and whom I revile. Who understands me and whom I push off. Who can make me laugh and I choke it back in my throat. Who can hold me at night so that it's warm. And whom I will bite so there's blood. Who learns the games we play as quickly as I can change the rules. Who can make me happy, and I do not wish to be happy. And yes, I do wish to be happy. George and Martha, sad, whom I will not forgive for having come to rest, for having seen me and having said, yes, this will do. Who's made the hideous, the hurting, the insulting mistake of loving me and must be punished for it. George and Martha. Sad. Who tolerates, which is intolerable. Who's kind, which is cruel. Who understands, which is beyond comprehension.
George and Martha. Sad.
Someday, some night, some stupid liquor-ridden night, I will go too far, and I'll either break the man's back or I'll push him off for good, which is what I deserve.
I don't think he's got a vertebra intact.
You don't, huh? You don't think so? Oh, little boy, you got yourself hunched over that microphone.
Microscope.
Yeah, you don't see anything, do you? You see everything except the goddamn money. You see all the little specks and crap, but you don't see what happens, do you?
I know when a man's had his back broken, I can see that.
Can you?
You're damn right.
Oh, you know so little. And you're gonna take over the world, huh?
All right.
You think a man's got his back broken because he makes like a clown and walks bent, huh? Is that really all you
I said all right.
Ooh, the stallion's mad. The gelding's all upset.
You swing wild, don't you?
Ha!
Just anyway.
I'm a Gatling gun.
Aimless butchery, pointless.
Aw, you poor little bastard.
Hit out at everything.
door.
What did you say?
I said, go answer the door. What are you, deaf?
You want me to go answer the door?
That's right, lunkhead. Answer the door. There must be something you can do well. Or are you too drunk to do that too? Can't get the latch up either.
Look, there's no need to go through that.
Answer it. You can be houseboy around here for a while. You can start off being houseboy right now.
Look, lady, I'm no flunky to you.
Sure you are. You're ambitious, aren't you, boy? You didn't chase me around the kitchen and up the goddamn stairs out of mad, driven passion, did you? You were thinking just a little bit about your career, weren't you? Well, you can just houseboy your way up the ladder for a while.
There's no limit to you, is there?
No, baby, none. Answer the door.
For Christ's
Wonderful, marvelous. Just a gigolo everywhere I go, peeps.
Stop that!
Sorry, baby. Go on now. Open the little door.
Christ.
Oh, lovely.
Flores, flores para los muertos, flores. Sonny, you've come home for your birthday at last.
Stay away from me.
That's the houseboy, for God's sake.
Really? That's not our own little Sonny Jim, our own little all-American something or other?
Well, I certainly hope not. He's been acting awful funny if he is.
Oh, I'll bet. Chippy, chippy, chippy. I brought you these flowers, Martha, cause you's all hell. Gee.
Pansies, rosemary, violets, my wedding bouquet.
Well, if you two kids don't mind, I think
You just stay right where you are. You make my hubby a drink.
I don't think I will.
No, baby, no. He's your houseboy, baby, not mine.
I'm nobody's houseboy.
Now, I'm nobody's houseboy now. Vicious children, that's right, vicious children with their oh-so-sad games, hopscotching their way through life, etc., etc., is that it?
Something like his
Screw, baby.
Him can't. Him too full of booze.
Really? Here, dump these in some gin.
Oh,
What a terrible thing to do to Martha Snapdragon.
is that what they are?
Yeah, but here I went out into the moonlight to pick them for Martha tonight and for our Sonny boy tomorrow for his birthday.
There is no moon now. I saw it go down from the bedroom.
From the bedroom, well, there was a moon.
There couldn't have been a moon.
Well, there is.
There is no moon. The moon went down.
There is a moon, the moon is up.
I'm afraid you're mistaken.
No.
There is no goddamn moon.
My dear Martha, I did not pick snapdragons in the stony dark. I did not go stumbling around Daddy's greenhouse in the pit.
Yes, you did. You would.
Martha, I did not pick flowers in the blink. I have never robbed a hothouse without there is a light from heaven.
There is no moon. The moon went down.
That may very well be, Chastity. The moon may very well have gone down, but it came back up.
The moon does not come back up. When the moon has gone down, it stays down.
You don't know anything. If the moon went down, then it came back up.
Bullshit!
Ignorant, such ignorance.
Watch who you're calling ignorant.
Once when I was sailing past Mallorca, drinking on deck with a correspondent who was talking about the Roosevelt, the moon went down, thought about it for a little, considered it, you know what I mean? Then, pop, came up again, just like that.
That is not true. That is such a lie.
You must not call everything a lie. Martha Mache.
I don't know when you people are lying or what.
You're damn right.
You're not supposed to.
Right.
At any rate, I was sailing past
You
Mallorca.
never sailed past Mallorca.
Martha.
You were never in the goddamn Mediterranean at all, ever.
I certainly was. My mommy and daddy took me there as a college graduation present.
Yes.
Was this after you killed them?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe not too.
Jesus.
Truth and illusion. Who knows the difference, eh, Toots?
You were never in the Mediterranean. Truth or illusion, either way.
If I wasn't in the Mediterranean, how did I get to the Aegean, huh?
Overland.
Yeah.
Don't you side with her, houseboy.
I'm not a houseboy.
Look, I know the game. You don't make it in a sack, then you're a houseboy.
I'm not a houseboy.
No? But then you must have made it in a sack. Yes? Yes, someone's lying around here. Somebody's not playing the game straight. Yes? Come on. Come on, who's lying? Martha? Come on.
Tell him I'm not a houseboy.
No, you're not a houseboy. Truth and illusion, George. You don't know the difference.
No? But we must carry on as though we be.
Amen.
Snap at the dragon! Ha! Here we go round the mulberry bush, huh?
Thank you.
Skip
I
it.
said, here we go round the mulberry bush.
Yeah, we know. Snap go the dragon.
Snap!
Don't, George.
Don't do that.
Shut up, stud.
I'm not a stud.
Snap! No, then you're a houseboy. Which is it? Which are you? Make up your mind. Huh? Either way, snap, you disgust me.
Does it matter to you, George?
Snap! No, actually, it doesn't. Either way, I've had it.
Stop throwing those goddamn things at me.
Either way, snap!
Do you want me to do something to you?
You leave him
If
alone.
you're a houseboy, babe, you can pick up after me. If you're a stud, you can go protect your plow. Either way, everything, everything.
Truth and illusion, George. Doesn't it matter to you at all?
Snap! You got your answer, baby. You just gird your blue-veined loins, girl. Now, we've got one more game to play, and it's called Bringing Up Baby. I don't want any
George.
fuss. You don't want any scandal around here, do you, big boy? You don't want to wreck things, do you, huh? You want to keep to your timetable, don't you? Then sit! And you, pretty miss, you like your fun and games, don't you? You're a sport from way back, aren't you?
All right, George. All
Good.
right.
Good. But we're not all here. Your little wifelet isn't here.
Oh, look, she's had a rough night now. She's in the
Well,
camp.
we can't play without everyone here. Now, that's a fact. We gotta have your little wife. Sue-Louise! Sue-Louise! Cut that! Then you get your butt out of that chair and get the little dip back in here. Now, be a good puppy. Fetch, good puppy. Fetch. One more game.
I don't like what's gonna happen.
You know what it is?
No, but I don't like it.
Maybe you will, Martha.
No.
Oh, it's a real fun game, Martha.
No more games.
One more, Martha. One more game, then Betty bye. Everybody pack up his tools and baggage and stuff and go home. And you and me, well, we're gonna climb those well-worn stairs.
No, George, no.
Yes, baby.
No, George, please.
It'll all be done with before you know it.
No,
We'll
George.
climb stairs with Georgie.
No more games, please. It's games I don't want. No more games.
I'll show you do, Martha. Original game, girl, and all of course you do.
Ugly games. Ugly, and now this new one.
You'll love it, baby.
No, George.
You'll have a ball.
Please, George, no more games.
Don't you touch me. You keep your paws clean for the undergraduates. Listen to me. You've had quite a night, quite an evening for yourself. You can't just cut it off whenever you've had enough blood in your mouth. We are going on, and I'm going to have it you, and it's going to make your performance tonight look like an Easter pageant. And I want you to get yourself a little alert. I want a little life in you, baby. Pull yourself together. I want you up and swinging, sweetheart, because I'm going to knock you around, and I want you up for it.
Oh, right, George, what do you want,
An
George?
equal battle, baby, that's
You
all.
get
I
it.
want you mad.
I'm
I
mad.
want you madder.
Don't worry
Good
about
for
it.
you, girl. We're going to play this one to the death. You'll be
Yours.
surprised. And look on the top to be ready for this.
I'm ready for you.
Here we are.
Hip hop, hip hop.
Bunny, honey.
I'm a bunny, honey.
Well, now, how's the bunny?
Bunny, funny. Jesus.
Good for bunny, bunny, bunny.
Come on,
Bunny,
George.
bunny, bunny. Jesus. All right, here we go. Last game. All sit. Sit down, Martha. This is a civilized game.
Just get on with it.
Hello, dear.
It's almost dawn, for God's sake.
Hello, dear.
Well, speak to your wife with your little bunny, for God's sake.
Hello, honey.
Ah, that was nice. I think we've been having a real nice time, a real good evening, all things considered. We've got to know each other, sat around and had fun and games, curl up on the floor, for example.
The tiles.
The tiles, snap the dragon.
Peel the label.
What?
Label, peel the label.
I peel labels.
We all peel labels, sweetie. And when you get through the skin, all three layers, through the muscle, slosh aside the organs, then which is still sloshable, and get down to bone. You know what you do then?
No.
When you get down to bone, you haven't got all the way yet. There's something inside the bone. The marrow. And that's what you got to get at.
Oh, I see.
The marrow. But bones are pretty resilient, especially in the young. Now take our son.
No.
Our son, Martha's and mine, little Joy.
Mind if I?
Oh, you go right ahead.
George,
Yes, Martha.
just what are you
My
doing?
love, I was talking about our son.
Don't.
Listen, Martha, something. Here we are, on the eve of our boy's homecoming, the eve of his 21st birthday, the eve of his majority, and Martha says don't talk about it.
Just don't.
But I want to, Martha. It's very important we talk about him. Now, Bunny and well, whichever he is here, don't know much about Julia, and I think they should.
Just don't.
You want to play Bring Me Up Baby, don't you?
Were you snapping at me?
That's right. You want to hear about our bouncy boy?
Yeah, sure.
And you, my dear, you want to hear about him too, don't you?
Oh,
Martha's a nice son. Do you want to talk about him, Martha, shall I, huh?
don't, George.
All right, well, now let's see. He's a nice kid, really, despite his home life. I mean, most kids that grow up neurotic, what with Martha here, carrying on the way she does, sleeping till 4 p.m., climbing all over the poor bastard, trying to break the bathroom door down so she can wash him in the tub when he's 16, dragging strangers into the house at all hours.
Okay, yeah.
Martha!
That's enough.
Well, do you want to take over?
Why would anybody want to wash somebody who's 16 years old?
Christ's sake, honey.
Why?
Because it's her baby poo.
All right, our son. You want our son? You'll have
You
it.
want a drink, Martha?
You don't have
Yes.
to hear about it if you don't.
Who says so? You're in a position to set the rules around here?
No.
Good boy. You'll go far. All right, Martha. Your recitation, please.
George.
Our son.
All right. Our son. Our son was born in a September night. A night not unlike tonight, though tomorrow and 21 years ago.
See, I told
It
you.
was an easy birth.
Oh, Martha, no. You leave it. How you leave
It was an easy birth once it had been accepted, relaxed into.
Yes, yeah.
It was an easy birth once it had been accepted, and I was young.
And I was
And
younger.
I was young, and he was a healthy child, a red, pulling child with slippery, firm limbs.
Martha thinks she saw him at delivery.
Slippery, firm limbs and a head full of black, fine hair, which all later became blonde as the sun. Our son.
He was a healthy child.
And I wanted a child. I wanted a child.
Son, a daughter.
A child. A child, and I had my child.
Our child.
Our child. And we raised him. Oh, yes, we did. We raised
With
him.
teddy bears and an antique bassinet from Austria, and no nurse.
With teddy bears and a pale blue bed with Cain at the headboard. When he was old, a cane which he wore through fondly with his little hands in his sleep.
Nightmares.
Sleep. He was a restless child.
Oh,
Sleep and a croup tent, pale green croup tent, and the shining kettle hissing in the light of the room that time he was sick those 4 days, and animal crackers and the bow and arrow he kept under his bed.
the arrow with rubber cups at the
The
tip.
tail which he kept beneath his bed.
Why? Why, Martha?
For fear. For fear of...
For fear. Just that. For fear.
And sandwiches on Sunday nights and Saturdays. Saturdays. The banana boat. A whole peeled banana scooped out on top with green grapes for the crew, a double line of green grapes. And along the sides, stuck to the boat with toothpicks, orange slices, shields.
And for the oar,
Carrot?
or swizzle stick, whatever was easier.
No, a carrot. And his eyes were green, pale green, but if you peered so deep into them, so deep, bronze parentheses around the irises, such green eyes.
Blue, green, brown.
And he loved the sun. He was tan before and after everyone, and in the sun his hair became fleece.
Police.
Beautiful, beautiful boy.
Solve domini animus omnium fidelium de franctorum et omnium delector.
And school, and summer camp, and sledding, and swimming.
Gratia tua succurante merianto revedire judicium motio.
And how he broke his arm. How funny it was. Oh no, it hurt him, but oh, it was funny. In a field. His very first cow, the first he'd ever seen, he went into the field to the cow, where the cow was grazing, head down, busy, and he mooed at it. Oh, he mooed at it. And the beast, no surprise, swung his head up and mooed at him. All 3 years of him, and he ran, startled, stumbled, and broke his poor arm. Poor lamb.
Lucas aeternae beatitudine perfum.
George cried. Helpless George cried. I carried that poor lamb, George, snuffling beside me. I carried the child. having fashioned a sling and across the great field.
Paradisum dedicantati Angeli.
And as he grew, oh, so wise, he walked evenly between us, a hand out to each of us for what we could offer by way of support, teaching, affection, even love. His hand still to hold us back a bit for mutual protection, to protect us from George's weakness and my necessary greater strength to protect himself and us.
In memoriam aeternam erit justus, ad badithione malanon timive.
So wise, so wise.
What is this? What do you...
Shh. So beautiful, so wise.
All truth being relative.
Is true, beautiful, wise, perfect.
There's a real mother talking.
I want a child. I want a child.
On principle,
I want a child. I want a baby.
This state, this perfection couldn't last. Not with George. Not with George around.
you see, I knew she'd shift.
Be still.
Sorry, Mother.
Can't you be still?
Dominus obubis.
Not with George around. A drowning man takes down those nearest, and George tried, but oh God, how I fought him. God, how I fought him. Lesser states can't stand those above them. Weakness, imperfection cries out against strength, goodness and innocence, and George
How
tried.
did I try, Martha? How did I try?
How did you? No. No. He grew. Our son grew up. He's grown up. He's away at school. Everything is fine.
Oh, come on, Martha.
No, that's all.
Just a minute. You can't cut a story off like that, sweetheart. You're starting to say something. Now you say it.
No.
Well, I do.
No.
See, Martha stops just when the going gets good. Just when things stop getting a little rough. You see, Martha here is a poor, misunderstood little girl. She really is. Not only does she have a husband who is a bog, younger than she is bog out here, not only does she have a husband who is a bog, she has as well a tiny problem with spirituous liquor, like she can't get enough.
No
On
more,
top of all that
George.
poor way down girl, plus she has a father who doesn't really give a damn whether she lives or dies, who couldn't care less what happens to his only daughter. On top of all that, she has a son who fought her every inch of the way, who didn't want to be turned into a weapon against his father, who didn't want to be used as a goddamn club. Whenever Martha didn't get things like she wanted them.
Lies!
All right, a son who came, who would not disown his father, but who came to him for advice, for information, for love that was not mixed with sickness. And you know what I mean, Martha, who could not tolerate the slashing, braining residue that called itself his mother. Mother!
All right. A son who was so ashamed of his father that he asked me once if it possibly wasn't true, as he'd heard from some cruel boys maybe, that he was not our son, who was so ashamed, who could not tolerate the shabby failure his father had become.
Lies!
Lies! Who would not bring his girlfriends to the house.
Ashamed of his mother!
Of his father, who writes letters only to me.
Oh, so you think to me, at my office,
Liar!
I have a stack of
You
them.
have no letters.
And you have?
He has no letters. A son who spends his summers away from his family on any pretext because he can't stand the shadow of a man flickering around the edges of a
Who
house.
spends his summers away, and he does, who spends his summers away because there isn't room for him in a house full of empty bottles, lies, strange men, and a harem.
Lies!
Lies!
A son whom I have raised as best I can against vicious odds and the corruption of weakness and petty
A
revenges.
son who is deep in his gut, sorry to have been born.
God, I've tried the one thing.
Dum federe suli cae
Tried
siculum
to
deli.
carry
Tremens
urine
factus
unscathed
eguit
through
dum
the
discussio
sewer of
veneris
this
atque
marriage, through the
vectori.
sick nights and
Quando
the
cae
pathetic,
liquendi,
stupid days, through
Dies
the
ira,
derision
dies
and the
ira
laughter,
calamitatis et
God,
miserae,
the
dies
laughter,
magna
through
davara
one
volte,
failure after
dum
another,
federe
one
suli cae
failure
siculum
compounding another
deli.
failure each
Requiem
attempt, more
my
sickening,
canon
more
done
numbing than the one before, the one thing, the one person
Liberami
I
Domini
tried to
morte eterna,
protect, to
in
raise
die
above the
tremenda.
mire of
Quando cae
vile,
movendi,
crushing marriage, the one light in all this hopeless darkness, our son,
Why, baby? Don't you like it?
You can't do
Who
this!
says so?
I say!
Tell us why, baby!
Is this game over?
Yes, yes it
Oh,
is!
not by a long shot. I've got a little surprise for you, sweetheart. It's about Sonny Jim.
No more!
Yes,
George.
I'm running this show. Sweetheart, I'm afraid I've got a surprise for you. It's about Sonny Jim, some rather sad news.
What is this?
Well, Martha, while you were out of the room, while the two of you were out of the room, I don't know where, hell, you both must have been somewhere. While you were out of the room, the doorbell chimed, and well, it's hard to tell you, Martha.
Tell me.
And what it was good old Western Union, some little boy about 70.
Crazy Billy?
Yes, Martha, Crazy Billy, and he had a telegram that was for us, and I have to tell you about it.
Why didn't they phone it? Why did they bring it? Why didn't they telephone it?
Some telegrams you have to deliver, Martha. Some telegrams you can't phone.
What do you mean?
Martha, I can hardly bring myself to say it. Well, Martha, I'm afraid our boy isn't coming home for his birthday.
Of course he is.
No, Martha.
Of course he is. I say he is.
He can't.
He is. I say so.
Martha. Our son is dead. He was killed late in the afternoon on a country road with his learner's permit in his pocket. He swerved to avoid a porcupine and drove straight into...
You can't do that.
large tree.
You cannot do that.
Oh, my God. I thought you should know. Oh, my God.
No, you cannot do that. You can't decide that for yourself. I will not let you do
You
that.
have to leave around noon, I suppose.
You can't
Because
decide
I'm
these
of
things.
identification, naturally.
I won't let you do this. Get your hands off
You don't
me.
seem to understand, Martha. Now pull yourself together. Our son is dead. Can you get that into your head?
You can't decide these things.
Please.
Let me go.
Listen carefully. We got a telegram. There was a car accident, and he's dead. Pounce! Just like that. Now, how do you like it?
No!
She'll be all right now.
No, he's not dead. He's not dead.
He's dead. Kyrie eleison, Christe eleison, Kyrie eleison.
You may not decide these things.
He hasn't decided anything, lady. It's not his doing. He doesn't have the power to
That's
make...
right, Martha. I'm not a god. I don't have the power over life and death. Do
You
I?
can't kill him. You can't have it die. Please, you can't.
There was a telegram, Martha.
Show it to me. Show me the telegram.
I ate it.
What did you just say to me?
I ate it. Good for you, Martha.
Do you think that's the way to treat her at a time like this, making an ugly goddamn joke like that? Huh?
You're not gonna get away
You know
with
the
this.
rules, Martha. For Christ's sake, you know the rules.
No.
What are you two talking
I
about?
can kill him anytime I want to, Martha.
But he is our
I
child.
saw him, and it was a good delivery.
He is our
And I
child.
have killed him!
No!
Yes!
I think I understand.
Do you?
Jesus Christ, I think I understand.
Good for
this.
you, Buck.
Jesus Christ, I think I understand
You
this.
have no right. You have no right at all.
I have the right, Martha. We never spoke of it, that's all. I could kill him any time I want.
But why? Why?
Broke our rule, baby. You mentioned him. You mentioned him to someone else.
I did not. I never did.
Yes, you did.
To me. You mentioned him to me.
I forget. I forget sometimes when it's night, when it's late and everyone else is talking. I want to mention him, but I hold on. I hold on. But I wanted to so often. Oh, George. There was no need for this. I mentioned him all right, but you didn't have to push it over the edge. You didn't have to
usato il pace.
Amen.
He didn't have to kill it.
Requiem aeternam dona eis Domine.
Wasn't needed.
It will be dawn soon. I think the party's over. You couldn't have any. We couldn't.
We couldn't.
Home to bed, children. It's way past your bedtime.
Honey?
Yes.
You two go now.
Yes. I'd like to see
Good night.
Good night.
You want anything, Martha?
No, nothing.
All right. I'm for bed.
Yes,
Are you tired?
yes,
I am.
yes,
Sunday tomorrow all day.
yes. Did you have to?
Yes.
Was you had to?
Yes.
I don't know.
It was time.
Was it?
Yes.
I'm cold.
It's late.
Yes.
It will be better.
I don't know.
It will be. Maybe.
I'm not sure.
No?
Just us.
Yes.
I don't suppose.
No.
Me?
Martha.